guys have been adventuring in the land of Toivoa. And most recently, you guys have been out here in the town of Nausha, which is a wonderful little port town right about here that you guys have stopped in. And last week, accidentally, question mark, revealed some information that was not intended to be released to certain members of the party and the public. That's where we pick up, is you guys are currently on the ship that you guys docked here with and are about to have a bit of a powwow. Gerald has gone down to his room and is sulking because he did not get to beat up any kids. Out of character, he is missing tonight.
He failed his will save. His real life will save.
Yeah, his resist the wife will save. It's the hardest one there is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to de-aggro.
Yeah.
All right.
Aggro.
Well, yeah, aggro check. All right. So, as you guys find yourselves in the cabin, what would you like to do?
Well, I believe last session, at the very end, Sweet August Rose stormed out of the room, and she was just stewing at the back of the ship, just looking out to the sea. That's where we left off.
Yep.
With Sweet August Rose's position. So I think everyone else was still in the cabin. And did we just let this one go? Like, we just let him walk off the ship?
He not only walked off, he ran into the distance.
Oh god. Yeah, she just watches him go.
Walt is here. It's so Sweetheart Rose is out. I'm in the room still, Echo, Amir, and then somebody's on the ceiling.
Brennan was on the ceiling. Amir was drunk, playing music in people's head. Mostly Hotel California.
Oh yeah.
Taylor Swift, I think.
That was only to you.
God, very funny. Okay. Hey man, can you sober up for a second and just come and talk to us real quick?
Amir's like, all right. He all of a sudden he kind of snaps into it like he wasn't actually drunk at all, and he sits down.
Nice.
I drank 4 beers, man.
That's a lot for somebody that weighs about $70. Weighs 70 bucks, weighs 70 pounds. Nice. Are we going to keep her in, or are we going to let her go about and do her thing? I guess before we have a talk.
Talking about Rose?
Yeah, of course.
She can talk when she wants to. There's no, not gonna be able to pry anything out of her.
Oh, no, my intention is not to pry about her past as it has been previously. I'm curious as I look specifically to Echo. Are we secure in this, or are we... There's times in which we unite and there's times in which we depart from each other. What are you feeling?
I don't think we should leave Rose to her own devices. I don't think she's thinking straight, for one thing, but for another, I mean, there's definitely somebody after her, and I don't know that the course of action we took was, did anything to fix it. It's just the best course of action we had to us, it seemed like. I couldn't think of anything else to do, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, man, I really want to get off this ship and get a different ship, and because I think we have a target on our back, and it seems like everything we do, we just get a bigger and bigger target on our back.
Yeah.
But if we were to cut and run right now, then yeah, we're just going to piss more people off. And if we sit here, I mean, everybody knows where to find us, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about I'm not too worried about the next couple of days, because tomorrow we get our new ship, cargo gets unloaded, we can decide where we're going to go from there. We can spend another day in the city. Obviously, I would like to go speak with the lore master. I think his name is Veeam or something along those lines. I think he runs a library or something. But I'm merely stating it's like Yeah, I'm just curious as if I don't care about the target on our back, because we're going to make a whole lot of enemies in our future, and that's okay. More, I'm concerned with Sweet Augustura's behavior. Are we going to continue to allow it to happen? Like, what boundary needs to be set? I know my actions and my emotions have caused us some great grief, but it's more the misinformation or the lack of knowledge. We don't know what we're up against with her. If all of Reston is after her, I don't know if all of Shu is after her, if all of the city is after her.
Yeah. So
That's actually fine if we know what to plan for.
See if she'll speak up today.
well, I mean, we've
Yeah.
all got targets on our back, right? I mean, we all have enemies that we've brought to the group. I've got Vagradan, which, good lord, I don't want to mess with him right now.
Well-
And then who knows what Amir's got, what monkey he's got on his back. I mean,
Everyone, every town. You spend 150 years wandering the material plane, being me.
well, I'm talking about your possession. I mean, your enemy's closer than any of ours.
Oh, that's a whole different. I don't want to say call that an enemy.
Then we have garden soil, and I mean, we've all brought something, and we don't. I don't know if we truly understand any of them, like we thought we did. So I don't know if she's in any different boat. I don't know. I can't blame her for not wanting to come straight out with it.
Of course, and I'm not suggesting that she has to. I have been the nosiest of all of us. I think because, no offense, but being the only other woman, especially after losing a friend in the Weeping City, is the only person I feel like I can draw very close to. So I think I've pushed a little bit further than I needed to.
The thing that I think we're going to have to address is in the middle of battle, she makes some really irrational decisions as far as who to let go and what lengths to go to let them go. And it's like, I mean, that could be dangerous at some point. I mean, if we're going to commit to a fight with somebody, we need to know that she's got our back. And to some degree, I worry about that. If it's like the captain of the ship,
Yeah. That is the thing that, I am worried the most about. I'm not worried about the trouble. We've all got trouble. And that's why have charted course to Yvrix, is to gain that power to handle whatever might come towards us, whether it's Amir. What is the group after you called the Green House?
Oh, the Green Fang. They're like a muscle group of the house, if you will.
Sure. Or Masaba.
I mean,
Vagradan.
Masaba's always with me. There's not a whole lot of following or stalking there,
But it is a situation. My concern is we still just have to have our goal, and once we gain that power and gain some answers, we have plenty of places across the world that I would like to level, and that maybe Sweet August Rose as well. It's just the journey to get there. I do feel like we need that trust.
At that, Brennan crawls off the side of the wall because the music has stopped in his head finally. And he's pretty good and sober now. He can handle alcohol, and he walks up to the table and he says, "And what I see is a group of people, and we all have our personal things. However, what we need to find is common cause. And when I initially met with you, the common cause was essentially contracts. And at first, this contract was for a demon, and the dragon became involved, and since then things have become more complicated. But if we can have common cause and common goal, like what you just stated, I think that our personal grievances can be left to the side, unless, as noted, they interfere with what it is that we're trying to accomplish, specifically in battle." What do you say to that? What is our common cause to be together in the first place?
So I think Amir and Cecilia and I, and to some degree Rose, have all pretty much committed to helping each other with our enemies. Um, I've committed to following Cecilia uh, to deal with Garden Soul, however she thinks it needs to be dealt with. I mean, it's now a common goal, and she's pretty much said the same as far as Nagradad's concerned. And we're here for Amir. We're going to try and help Amir undo whatever this is he's done to himself. Hopefully, we can all see that through as well. So, I think that's kind of our goal right now. Rose, this thing with Rose though is kind of new. We knew some of her background, but we didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know a lot of this. We didn't know what to expect and how much danger she might be in. There was no indication that she was in this kind of danger.
Brennan kind of tilts his head and says, "So, am I hearing that we are here together solely to help each other?"
I think it's turned out that way.
Seems like it.
He kind of scoffs. Well, it's funny you say that, because this is not how I've operated until this point. But it would appear, myself having been estranged from my family and having wandered successfully and unsuccessfully for a number of years, that perhaps this might be just what it is I'm looking for after all.
So
I want to hand out inspiration because none of the other players expected this from Brennan tonight.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's not drunk. I mean,
I know. I know. But as a GM, I get this really cool thing I can do, which is hand out inspiration. There we go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So how do we talk to Rose? She's going to be upset. She's going to stay upset for a little while until she knows that. I guess till she knows she's safe, or we're all safe.
Well,
It's gonna
I'm
be hard
fighting
to talk to her.
my.
I think she's mad at all of us.
Yeah. Well, I'm fighting my impulse right now, which is to just lay down the law and let her know what she has done, which I've participated in as well. But I think that there does need to be a touch of allowing her to do what she wants in this moment and allowing her to say what she needs to say. And then from there, we can have the conversation. When we go into this conversation, it's not like we're going to say, you tell us what is happening or we leave you behind. It's merely allowing her to have a conversation with us about whatever may have come, and whatever she excludes. That's her business. And we just make sure that she's united. And if she is, then we can set our common goal and we can help each other. But if she is not, then there needs to be a council.
Okay.
Let her do the talking.
Yes, and when you do that, she needs to understand that this is not us, her, or laying down of some law. That the implications of these things are going to affect us as well. So if we are a group, we need to keep that into consideration.
Brennan, you said some very nice things also. I'm not touched often, but after years of wandering, looking for contract work, looking to help others does seem to be a better option, which I'd never experienced, but thank you for sharing that.
I wasn't prepared to state that either, but here we are.
Here we are.
When you live a long time, your perception of what you're doing does change a lot, because I spent a lot of time doing contract work myself for to, you know, keep a roof over my head and fed. And, you know, this is a far more enjoyable way of life.
And I will say I failed my first contract, and I drug him along, and he became one of the closest people I'd ever known. And he's not here anymore. But yeah, contracts blow. Let's not take contracts. Let's do whatever we want.
So
Yeah, Brendan just
we should
kind of
probably go
walks
talk-
away to that. Thinks about that.
We probably should start. We should probably go talk to Rose then.
Yeah, Echo, I'm gonna let you open that, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
I'm just saying, I feel like there's certain hostility towards me because of my actions, and I do understand them. I think names are very important, and it was childish of me to call somebody by a name they did not like, as I look to Echo from our past. Yeah, it's easier to be on the other side of it, isn't it?
Yep. I guess we make our way out. See Rose.
Cool. Up ahead, you see her at the back of the ship.
Yeah, she's just leaning over the railing, looking out to the sea. Because I think it's the back of the ship, so I'd be looking northwards, I suppose. I think it's the way.
Yep.
So, with everything that's transpired, I guess you know the situation even better than what we think we understand it. What do you need from us right now? What do you expect's going to happen?
What I expect to happen is, well, I suspect Cecilia's going to storm up here, start demanding answers, start prying into my past again. Probably going to yell at her. There's probably going to be some anger, some tension, and then I'm going to wait for all of you to go to sleep, and then I'm going to try to take care of this issue before it spreads any further.
So, what would that mean? I mean, how would you take care of it? You don't have to do it alone.
Well, it's not something I can handle personally. I don't have the time or the inclination or probably the skills to track down that one on my own. But I haven't spent the last 100 years doing nothing. I have friends too. Allies that well, not allies, people I can rely on to do things, certain things. And then in the morning, I'm probably going to have to go to that store you were at, see if I can find that amulet I think Amar mentioned. Probably going to have to get a hold of that. So there's many things I have to do before we can leave this city.
Okay, so the amulet of proof against detection. Yeah, it's not a terrible idea.
Yes. I really don't understand how magic works, so I don't know how people could use magic to see upon me, but from my understanding that item would keep it from them from being able to see me.
Yeah, so so you wanna tell us about what kind of danger you're in and how we can fix it?
I would if I could. I don't know.
So you don't actually know who's after you?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
she lets that silence.
Roll an insight check at this point.
She lets that silence, hang
Yeah.
in the air because she sighs, feeling like a little guilty, just a little bit guilty, because she's not mad at Echo.
I think Echo's gonna re-roll that.
Echo's going to
Great
spend a
insight.
sorcery point to re-roll that.
Yeah, but
Great job.
Yeah,
The dice went to talk.
I mean,
Oh, did you, just to set the scene, is Echo the only one up there? I thought we all went up as a group, but it
No,
kind of
no,
sounds
I
like the scene has been running out.
no, I don't think so. I think Echo's doing the talking, but I don't think he went
Yeah.
that long.
Amer's kind of standing up there behind everyone, just kind of like arms behind his back, kind of just like watching the situation.
yeah. If you guys
Yeah.
want to roll, if you guys want to roll insight, it's fine. Like I said.
No,
Yeah.
I will be standing far enough away. There's multiple people buffering me and you right now.
Outside of kicking distance, yeah.
Out of consideration, obviously, for yourself.
All right. I need a deception check from Miss Rose.
What?
Just humor me.
Oh, we're allowing ourselves to insight? Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll insight.
I rolled it. Is it coming?
And
up
this
above?
is more of setting a bar here. Cool. Thank
Oh,
you.
nice. Very good.
Yeah, it's more of just so that I don't have to get you guys constantly rolling checks.
Yeah,
Of
she
course.
she has one hell of a poker face.
Yep.
Also, why is my portrait not my token in the Roll20 rolling? It's my little personal character profile, not Sweet August Rose. That's very strange.
You have to update that in Roll20.
Roll20, that's why. Okay, yeah. Anyways, I'll fix that. We're doing drama right now. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
no. On Twitch, it looks like your bubblies are art.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, she let that pregnant silence like just hang in the air before she sighs a little bit and looks at Echo and just says, "I don't know. This all happened a very, very long time ago. I don't know who killed my family, but I was a little girl when it happened. I was barely even 30 years old. So yeah, the answer is I don't know. I don't know who it is.
Do you know why?
Probably to eliminate my family.
Yeah, but you know why? Why they'd want to eliminate your family?
Power. That's the only reason. My father was fairly influential in Bourbon. And that's how the game is played. That's how life is. You take what you want and you fight to survive, and sometimes you lose.
So were you raised that? You were raised that way?
Well, it depends on what you mean by raised. In Bourbon, no, I wasn't raised that way. I did not understand the truth of the world when I was there. I was happy and ignorant. And
I don't know if that's the truth of the whole world, though.
It is. And then reality taught me the harshest of lessons over the next few years. And then, of course, I wound up in Asatoro, penniless, starving, beaten to death, nearly to death. And that's when I understood the truth of the world. And that's when I took my first steps along this path of enlightenment. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, like I said, I don't know who it is. I was hoping, while I was accompanying you on your little dragging adventures, I was hoping to, and while we're working to put all your various spirits to rest, the spirits of your past, I was hoping to make discreet inquiries, since this is the first time I've been back to Reston in over a century. I was going to poke around, maybe find out what I could. But, well, I guess I'm going to have to accelerate my plans. I was prepared to be patient. I've already waited a century. Another decade or two wouldn't hurt. But if that little cat talks, I'm going to have to start being more proactive.
Yeah. So, okay. Maybe we need to be more proactive anyway. So Eric, the
Yes.
warrant that we have, the piece of paper that we have, the warrant, it's got to have some contact information on how to collect.
You look at the piece of paper, once and twice, and you look back at it, Echo, and you don't notice anything special about it.
Cecilia, you think there's like an invisible marker or watermark on this paper?
Subterfuge and espionage do happen to be in my wheelhouse, and we have used such methods in the past. I know a couple of different methods if you want to trust me with it.
Yeah, I think if we could figure out who intends on collecting, maybe we can trace this down to who's actually after her. We could be proactive about it. I mean, is that Rose? Is that something you're interested in? I mean,
Well,
actually finding out who
yes.
this is instead of running.
Well, I mean, I was never running. I was simply waiting until the time was right. Like I'm gonna let like an assassin's greatest weapon is surprise, and I must admit that losing that is somewhat devastating. But I'm a master of myself. I can channel that rage towards constructive purposes. The only person that can control me is myself. So I will only be angry when I let myself be. Can't change the past, so I have to focus on the present.
Okay, so where do you want to go from here?
Well, like I said, I do have some leads I can follow up on. I can find this Stefan person, the person who gave the flyer to that one. Ask him discreetly where he got it from. And I also have to make contact with the House of Flowers here in Reston.
Okay, now I'm sorry. Say it again. I got the House of Flowers.
Oh, I have to make contact with the House of Flowers here in Reston.
Yeah, I got that. What was the other thing?
Oh, Stefan. Remember we had that one pinned against the wall, and he said he got the contract from a leaflet from Stefan. So Stefan had the poster. Maybe he knows where it came from. Though, this thing is over 100 years old, so it may have just been sitting around for who knows how long.
Yeah, I guess. Eric, what do we know about Stefan? Do we know anything?
You guys have met him one time, and that's it.
He was, if you don't remember, he was that person Brennan almost pissed on in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Who led us into the tavern where we were demanding chicken wings and beer.
Yeah, for some reason
Simpler
I don't get
times.
the feeling. Yeah, I don't get the feeling that he is any real threat. He's just.
I'm not.
He
It's
just.
not. It's not a matter of whether he's a threat or not. It's a matter of finding out what he knows.
Yeah, he probably collects these from other people or.
No, yeah, I have no
They're
plans.
they're distributed, throughout an entire region. They probably just came in the mail to him.
I have no plans of hurting him unless that one has talked to him.
Okay. So, I think you need a disguise too. So, not just the proof against the detection, but I think you need a pretty semi-permanent disguise,
Well,
semi-foolproof disguise.
She's gonna use the hat of disguise and change shape. She's gonna, I don't know, turn into a Morella. There we go.
Well, there's only one Amarella. Let's be real here.
I don't know how.
Okay.
I mean, this illusion is only skin deep, but should suffice for now. That and between this and the proof of the amulet of proof against detection, I think I should be fine, ish. But like I said, I don't know who I'm dealing with. I don't know who attacked me or my family. I don't know who's after me. I have some suspicions, but I don't know.
Cecilia, what did you gather from Stefan's character? He's generally a good guy, right? I mean, he's not.
He didn't really say much.
He didn't. Well, yeah, he's kind of a douche, I think, but he's actually not a bad person.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if we could play on that a little bit.
yeah, business is business. I don't think that he. I don't think that he was. I think he was unremarkable.
He was fairly unremarkable, which I imagine is a benefit in his trade.
Yeah, I was actually about to say it probably works out that he is not well remembered. We also, I'm not sure. We don't know who we're looking for. Stefan might be who we saw in that alley, or he might go against different name or under different names, or that might have been an illusion. I was not on my guard. I had no sense of magic in that moment. So I finding him again will be easy enough. But like anything beyond that, I want to check out this poster. Maybe Amir and Brennan, you can help me. Don't go off and buying that amulet quite yet. I have a trick or two up my sleeve that might be able to benefit us.
What kind of trick?
Non-detection is not too difficult. It's not something that we have to typically worry about. It's divinatory, right? And abjuring divination is not terribly difficult. Actually, it's incredibly common. I had non-detection placed on me every day of my life. And I did not need anything very expensive or special for it. I just needed a blessing. And I could probably incant that blessing for you daily if you need it. You'd have to trust me and you'd have to trust him killing that. But it's not too terribly difficult.
He crosses her arms and thinks about that. So, I mean, from what I understand, that amulet is very expensive, so I suppose that is an option. Cecilia, but trust is a very big word. It's not a matter of intent, because I know your intentions are good. It's not a matter of skill, because I know that all of you are quite skilled. But the truth is, in this world, the only person you can ever trust is yourself. Friends, family, it doesn't matter. So I trust you as much as anybody can trust another, but that's not much.
In our journey to the Plaza of the Gods, beyond it, and during it, my vulnerability was incredible. Not to compare this to anything, but it did take a lot of not only faith in others, but also a strained idea of trust to hold your hand as we walked to the mausoleum. You have to make a choice to do things on your own for the rest of your eternity as a life, as I understand that elves live for a very long time, potentially forever. Or, in the smallest way, rely on one person at a time for a very small thing, day to day. You do not lose your independence. You are still you,
Well,
You do not lose your identity. It's okay.
oh, like I said, I'm not worried about silly things like you betraying me or anything like that. Like I said, trust is more than just thinking everyone is out to get you, because sometimes they're not. But I would be placing a chain on myself. I would be relying on you every day to maintain this anti-divination field. What if you're knocked out? What if you're unconscious? What if you're hurt? Or what if we have to split up?
Let me ask you a different question. What if the people coming after you come? Then we kill them, we fight them, and we fight against odds as we have done in the future. And we steel ourselves with magic and faith and skill and hopefully a dragon. Let them come. Maybe do not hide.
Dragon.
Well, I don't have any magic or faith, but I do have skill.
And you are skilled, and you potentially have a dragon.
Admittedly, I am curious to see how the whole Amarazi thing ends up.
If nothing else, we can pick Echo up and carry him around, and he can breathe fire down for us, and we can just shout, "We got a dragon!"
I mean, I believe Echo to be more powerful than potentially Amarazi here in a little bit, but what I'm saying is, why hide? I feel like you've spent a lot of time hiding, and you've been looking for these people. And now, in this instance, you have an organization that is behind you that is not just based on contracts and what they can give for you. We're here to help you. And I mean that in this moment.
Well, not just
I think
contracts,
probably the
but-
last thing they expect is for you to go on the offensive.
Hmm.
They probably expect you to keep running.
Well, yeah,
That's
well,
my same thought there.
that is probably the best option now that the option of surprise is no longer on, something we can rely on. But yeah, I have to find out who I'm trying to kill first, so one step at a time. The cat is out of the bag, no pun intended.
Let the cat run. Let the cat tell. And this is assuming that he does not keep his word. I think that
No, he's not going to keep his word.
There's a chance. I don't know.
I've met people
that
like
is-
that before. That
that is a Rose, that is your opinion.
We did
I-
threaten his life. I mean, he would end up with the whole pirate guild after him, I think. But
Oh, he's going to end up with more than that.
yeah, I don't know. He may hesitate just enough for us to at least be able to do something. I'm not sure. I don't know how to. He's hard to read.
I don't think the element of surprise is lost. I think if you do not hide yourself from detection, if that is your choice, and you decide to go to the root and pull, they'll be quite surprised when they're loose of the soil.
Oh God, now you're starting to sound like one of my handlers. Yes.
Where do you think the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, I guess?
Brennan kind of makes his way to the front and says, "Look, this group has given you many options. This group has given you many options, but ultimately this is your choice. And you might not be able to make that choice immediately, but if you can, do. But if not, when you do, know that what we're trying to say is that we'll support you. You just need to tell us how."
Well, like I said, first I need to find out who I'm after, and admittedly, this group is not the most discreet when it comes to information gathering. We have, Mr. Fireball, Mr. Roof Pisser, the crossdresser who pisses everyone off whenever he talks to anybody, and of course Cecilia. So, it's like I said, it's not a question. I don't question your intentions or anything like that. I just question your judgment sometimes. But
Why do you act like it's my fault everyone gets pissed off whenever I do anything? I can just exist, and people seem to get pissed off. That's not It's not my fault. It's like I'm doing it on purpose.
You have a very punchable face, Aimer. I guess that must be it.
Well,
So,
yeah.
Cecilia, you want to go ahead and take a look at this warrant, see what you can decipher from it?
yeah, I'll need Amir and Brennan's help, I believe. More than one set of eyes is always good. Do you want to? I'll kind of gather them, or I'll like look at them in the eyes and give a head nod and leave Echo and Rose to have maybe parting words as we go back inside to look over the thing.
Sure. Aimer, can I get you to roll a perception check, please?
You sure can.
Is this about the thing?
It is.
Oh,
Aimer,
can I help?
I'm going to send you a note.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell the Dirty Frank.
Do love Dirty Frank.
Everyone loves
Frank
Dirty
and the Dirty Boys, or
Yeah.
Dirty Frank and the Boys.
Yeah,
They're all
the Dirty
dirty.
Boys.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what dirty is modifying.
So yeah, I'm gonna tell the Dirty Boys, hey, we've been pierside long and need to go anchor out about 500 yards out. We don't want to. Yeah, I think I prefer to be out there than in here.
You see Aimer like start looking very interestedly at the contract.
Found something?
I'm working on it. Hold on.
Do you
This
need?
is where I type Eric. Go type it up. Enhance. Enhance.
Oh, I love that movie.
So we're gonna start the process of pulling out, and so we're not pierside, and then we'll just have to row ashore. I think we're safer out there than we are pierside.
Well, should we let that little boy off first? Basil's little messenger.
Do we have anything to worry about that kid? I mean,
I don't think so.
there's no reason.
He was just rude.
Yeah, we'll let him go. Well,
Yep. GM roll that, please. Do a slash GM roll, and then just do your bonus, please.
I'll go
What?
get. I'll go get the boy.
Slash GM roll one word.
Yeah, slash GM roll space, and then your D20 plus whatever your bonus is to that stat.
You guys are doing secret rolls over there.
Thank you.
Remember, I was supposed to give you the help action. That's why I asked
Yes,
you.
but you don't know that he needs help.
Well,
I know, but he didn't let me know.
I didn't know that I needed help either, because I
God damn it. Hey man, what do your half-elf eyes see?
When have I been a half elf?
He's a full elf.
Can I call you like
Full
half a woman? Like Cecilia, how is half of your womanly being feeling?
Oh, interesting. I had a compliment set up with you, but you've tarnished it. I was going to say something very nice, but
I don't believe that.
I guess the only half of a woman that is my bottom half as opposed to my top half. Did you like that joke?
That was actually pretty good. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you want the good news or the bad news? Aimer says he rolls up the contract and hands it back to you.
I don't care.
I know who's hunting Sweet August Rose.
Well, that. Yeah.
Zero kind of perks up. It's like, okay.
Yeah, Aimer. There's just news. There is no good or bad. Just say it.
I mean, from what I remember of this, it's a very elite group. of 7 assassins in the employ of Cervantes.
That is bad news. I'm sorry. I had to do the
You
quote.
get inspiration for that one.
I put them on similar vein to the Green Fang in their own ways.
Wait,
And is this another assassin group? Sorry, is this a 4th assassin group or a 5th assassin group? What is?
Imagine
there's only 5 of them or 7 of them, so it's not.
that it's a very specialized group of killers, thieves. Cervantes deals mostly in slaves and drugs and things, so I don't really know entirely what they do. I just know that they're very reputable and not a group you generally want to offend or have after you.
Eric, can I do a history roll to see if I know this group? I mean,
Ooh.
we've run in the same circles, so.
You can go ahead and roll. The check is exceedingly high, and there's a reason for that you may discover later, but let's see what you get.
All right, so history. I've been historically lucky with my history rolls, so let's see if that continues. It does not. No.
Okay. Cool. So, no, you don't know anything about these guys, and that makes sense with their information.
Okay.
Amer may know more than he lets on.
No, I mean, Amer's a upstanding and trustworthy individual, so yeah. So she just crosses. So it is Cervantes then.
Yeah, it is Cervantes. I believe the group that call themselves the Red Talons.
I've never heard of him.
I have more in passing. You know, you generally have. What I'm trying to say here, your competitors, I guess, in some ways. The house deals in slaves as well. There's little competitions that go, that going after the same high-profile targets.
Red Talons.
August Rose, this question is merely for work. This is not for personal anything. Just so you don't get it twisted. What was your? Do you know? I know you were a child, but you also spent a lot of time. Do you know the name of your father's competition in Bourbon? Because
Well,
I don't know if the Cervantes were in power at that time, and that might have been on their climb.
no, they were. I think
I
Okay.
even once briefly met the man, but that was a very long time ago. So no, they were. Like I said I had my suspicions, and my suspicions were that it was Cervantes. It was the most likely person who had both the power and the motive to do it, eliminating
Okay.
competition. So, well, that confirms it then.
I will tell you this: as I'm sitting here pondering and trying to remember all of my time, this group absolutely has the power alone, without even the head of House Cervantes. If the House of Cervantes vanished, this group would still be someone that governments would probably be afraid of.
There's just 7 of them?
Yes. Like I said, we of the Green Fang are of the Green Fang since I used to be, but back then, we didn't try to cross them.
Strange that I never heard of this group before.
Well, there's only 7 of them. I mean, that's not slavery. Isn't really your field. And I haven't heard of them in a long time. I haven't come across them in a long time since I'm out of that business. But we're gonna want to keep on our toes. I'm more afraid of the people after you than the people after me, and that should tell you something. Amer kind of puts his hands behind his head and leans against the mast, kicking a foot up.
She's gonna go over to the contract that he's holding, and I'm just gonna look at it, and I'm just gonna ask him, like, so what did you see on this that gave you that information?
Many little things. despite how long you've lived on the street, you don't. Well, how do I want to say this? Amber pauses for a moment. You don't sully with a lot of the same folk I have over time. It's the little things. He kind of points to like a hash mark in the upper left-hand corner, kind of like outside of the imagery of Sweet August Rose. And it's like that little mark right there is indicating that on the brickwork to the right, there's going to be a phrase that's written out in lines by the number of letters and words, and he's kind of pointing out to you just kind of various little things of the very, very long way thieves talk without stating it plainly.
All right.
And it goes on for about 15 minutes, pointing out the tiniest little details that you might not even be able to see that he sees on these pages.
She pays attention. I mean, it's kind of incredible that there's so much information on this contract that has just a description, a very vague description, and a name. But okay.
There's a little picture and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, there's no picture.
there was no picture. Well, okay,
yeah,
I'm elaborating. Let me have my story.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is
There's
how...
a picture, but it's of you as a child. So
Yeah, that was you as a child. This is how we thieves communicate without all ending up in the gallows.
Right.
So we know. That's easy. No Stefan, no nothing. We've got our answer.
We do.
Didn't even have to leave the boat.
Yeah. Well, there's still things we're gonna have to do in the morning once you guys are rested up. That spell you're talking about. So is it like a once a day kind of thing, or
Once a day.
how sure are you that it will keep people from seeing me? Like if a wizard who is more powerful than you tries to sense me, would he be able to break your enchantment? Like, admittedly, I don't know anything about magic.
There is no guarantee. Whether it be divine or whether it be arcane, at least my experience with arcane, with Echo, I have pulled the magic out of that being before, and he has eliminated me with it on other times. There's no contest of wills in this moment, unfortunately. If there is magic that goes beyond it, it is beyond my knowledge. So maybe we can go ask somebody. But I have offered to do what I can do.
Okay. All right. I will trust you, and hopefully there won't be a situation where, like I said, you're either knocked out or incapacitated, or we have to split the gang up to cover more ground for longer than a day.
There are other people with magic in the party that you can rely on.
Wait, can Echo? Can you cast a spell too?
Yes. Cecilia's talking about.
Non-detection.
Oh, okay.
Brennan can cast it a little out of character knowledge. I don't think Gerald could, but any second-rate spellcaster, fifth level spellcaster could cast it. So my intention is not to actually learn it. My intention is to go purchase from somebody that has already done the work. And just in a value of gold, it will run us a lot further, a lot faster than purchasing the amulet. It would cost me about 100 gold a day to keep you safe.
Yeah, she starts like doing some math in her head. Yeah, she's using her fingers.
See Amer tapping his foot against the pillar, going, "It really surprises me how calm you all can be when all these things happen. We have a Vagardan got woken up. Everyone was still pretty calm. We've got crazy.
Calm.
Fairly, I mean, considering we weren't screaming, running around, panicking, we got together and made a plan. You know, crazy killers coming after us, 14-fingered demon, and everyone's just so. Well, let's wake up, have breakfast, and go on with our day, and
So,
it's really something.
200 days. That's if you expect to cast a spell less than 200, yeah, or 200 days. I think the amulet would be a more cost efficient in the long run.
Hmm.
So
I intend to find this group that you're speaking of and eliminate them within the next 2 months, if we can.
Hmm.
We can put it.
Echo bought a book that to enchant magic items. Maybe he can just make one once he learns.
Potentially,
Oh yeah, you did.
Maybe,
buy the
yeah,
book.
maybe, yeah. Maybe.
it is
or
powerful
both.
enchantment, but it is powerful enchantment, but it is basic magic.
Yeah.
We could also keep you in a lead box. I mean, that's also an option if you want to just sleep in a lead box. Not to just come up with solutions. That was supposed to be a joke, but I said it with I said it with no comedy in my voice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to work on that.
Continue to critique me. I invite it.
But I mean, this is something this is a plot that has gone on for over a century. I highly doubt it's going to be finished within the next 9 months.
Well, you've tried to do it by yourself, but now you have 5 allies that are willing to help.
All right. Well, there's the amulet will still be there if we ever need to buy it. So, all right, I will allow you to cast your spell on me once a day.
Perfect.
I will trust that you will keep me from being seen by the magics of I'm sorry, you called them the Red Talon?
Yes, Red Talon.
Right.
What has 7 talons? What has 7 red talons? What creature has 7 red talons? Dragon?
Amer, do you happen to know, like, obviously you don't know the identities of these people, but, like, maybe some basic attributes, like, or the race of any of them?
I have zero idea. You know, it's been a long time. They could, the ones who I was privy to could be all dead and replaced by now. Um, most of my interactions with them, if I've had any, I was not aware of. Spies we sent after them to have them watch our prey vanished.
Well,
Spies we had there to spy on our spies also vanished.
I think I mean, it depends. Like, this was, like I said, this was over 100 years ago. I think I may have saw one back then.
If you did, you know, Air pauses. He's really trying to think, and you can tell his face isn't quite as shitlardy as usual. He's being unusually serious.
Amir's trying. Whoa.
He's trying. Yeah. Whoa. Well, it's only a rumor, so don't hold this against me if I'm wrong. But the rumor was that there are 7 changelings.
Well, then they can look like whatever they want. So like, yeah, the person I saw, who I thought maybe one, there was a half orc who ran my father through.
It's possible. Like I said, we were never able to get any sort of real identification on them because every time we'd send someone to watch them, they'd die.
Yeah,
And
yeah, well, one, it was 100 years ago. Two, it was a very long time ago. He didn't see me. He was a little busy. But yeah, he was
Yeah,
a half
change.
orc with a giant two-handed sword. Very skillful, but I mean, this was all happened in about 5 seconds that I saw.
Yeah, changelings are scary. They're hard to deal with.
Scary for a lot of reasons, especially if they're capable with magic. They can impersonate beyond physical appearance. Well, it seems like we all have a lot of work to do. We still have another day in town, so I guess we don't need to create a destination or anything. Everybody can kind of do their thing maybe for tomorrow. I'm curious to talk to the lore master here, and I would love to ask him on your behalf about the Seven, the Red
Right.
Talon.
There was. Don't forget, there's that Mr. Vern. That has nothing to do with me, but there's. He was. I was told that he's a good place to visit if you want to learn things. He's very knowledgeable. He has a small library. That you
Well,
can learn all sorts of things.
yeah, don't exclude yourself from his. Don't exclude yourself from the grasp of his helpfulness. Because I mean, like I said, I will be going, and I'm sure Echo has interest as well. You can go and do whatever you need to, but this could be our version of your support while we're still in port for a day tomorrow.
You guys, I'm gonna stay on the boat if you guys want to go visit him. Only thing I'm gonna bring up is I wouldn't mention the Red Talons to anyone you want to stay alive.
They practice proper information sanitation protocols.
I'm just as a heads up, because
They don't, for example.
I don't know if they're gonna find out. I don't particularly want them. I don't want another time that we get shooed out of town and have it be my fault. I'm trying to stop a trend here.
Eric, did we pick up a gem of discretion? I think we tried to, right? Did we?
Not in this group.
Okay.
I need to visit Judith anyway. I mean, we can hold hands as we go through our not chores but errands. We can go to Judith's. I have to pick up some spell scrolls now.
Right.
And you can try and pick up a gem.
I got distracted by Amer. I got it. She actually heads down to the brig and she's gonna grab the Basil's representative. I already forgot his name.
Eowyn? Right.
Yeah, and she's just gonna cart him. She's just carting him over her shoulder.
You can't do this to me! Stop it!
She's just walking over to the gangplank, and she is going to throw him down.
Damn. All right. Roll. Let's see here. He's gonna take 1d6
Roll
damage.
initiative.
1d6 damage. As they bang into the dock, they will bruise their hip. They will flip you off, get up and run barefoot down the dock, catching 2 or 3 splinters along the way.
We're probably going to hear from Mr. Blue Cloak about that.
Yeah, I wonder whose fault that's going to be this time. Thankfully, not mine.
Splinters will be your fault, but yes. Yeah, I don't care about the blue cloaks. They can blow me. It does not matter. We do not have cargo. We do not have anything that they need or want. So, and we're getting a new ship
Right. When is that meeting, by the way?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Well, yeah, tomorrow. But is there a set time, day, night, evening?
I think they're going to pull up a ship, and they will go. We will give them ours. I think it'll be pretty difficult to miss.
All right. Well, hopefully nothing happens in between now and then.
And you mentioned you're going back to Judith's intricacies, right?
Yeah. Would you like to come along?
Yes, I would.
Yes, I think I need to visit this place as well.
Cool. So, it is based off of the time you guys got done fighting at the Knuckle Dusters, coming out and chasing down this one, and just having this discussion. It's late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's different. I don't think we can go to Judas at 1.
Oh yeah, I was presumably it'd be in the morning.
Yeah, time for sleep.
Oh man, that's
All right.
too. Okay.
So you guys gonna go ahead and go sleep, take a rest?
Yeah, she's well, Sweet August Rose is just gonna go back to the place where she was staring out to the ocean, and there's no rule that says like elves have to trance sitting down. Yeah,
Nope.
she's just going to lean against the rail, just look out the ocean, and she's just gonna trance right then and there.
Not to
All
be
right.
you like start to trance, and then I'm like kind of awkwardly like 12 feet behind you, and I call out. Not to be, I guess, too particular, but aren't you being hunted? Do you want to stand on the deck for 4 hours? Just
Well,
no, you're okay. Okay, no, it's fine. I was just checking.
she just shakes her head and just continues to stand there. It's for the drama, okay? It's I'm painting a picture.
You gotta have comedy and dramedy.
So she just shakes her head and goes back into she closes her eyes and she starts reliving the worst moments in her life again in her head. Because
All
that's
right.
what trance does.
Ingmar, as he goes downstairs, is going to have some words with his female friends.
Ooh. Okay. Cool. So you walk into your bedroom, and your bedroom is immaculate. The bed's made, and the three women are currently laying down in different corners of the room, sleeping.
They're already sleeping. Is
1
there only
o'clock in the
one bed in
morning.
here?
There's one bed,
And
and they left it for you.
do they have like bed rolls or something?
Of course.
Okay, I was making sure there's not sleeping on the planks. Like, Ingmar's not that much of a jackass.
No, they each have a bedroll. They have a little pillow that it's their cloaks rolled up into a little pillow. Yeah, they look
Yep.
comfortable-ish, as much as someone can when they sleep on the floor.
Ingmar's like, I'm gonna have to deal with that in the morning. I don't know why don't these women tell me anything? Yeah, Ingmar's gonna.
Did you say that out loud, or did you think that to yourself?
He thought that to himself.
Okay, go ahead.
That's the internal monologue for the theater of the mind.
Of course.
Ingmar sits down on the
I just had
bed
to
and
check.
and goes, "Are any of you awake? I would like to ask a couple questions."
All three hands come up.
Whoa.
And to think, I was debating or not whether waking you would be rude of me.
All three hands go down. And they go. It appears like they just raised their hands and then went back to sleep.
I'm trying to understand what's happening to me, and to be fair, I don't have any of the answers myself. And I was hoping that the three of you might be able to give me some insight.
The three of them will sit up slowly. They don't stretch. It's not like they have any discomfort. They might have been faking being asleep. It's hard to tell.
Amer's not really questioning that at all. Like he's beyond trying to understand these women. Like they do not how they live and how he functions mentally do not go together.
Do not jive, right?
Yeah, no. He stops. He goes, "We were in the arena, and we were having a friendly spar, and I was banished, and I ended up in what I could only believe was Mosaba's realm. And it confused me because I'm from the Feywild. So then I started to think, am I changing? Am I no longer an elf? Am I becoming something else from the inside out? Have there been, I'm sure, like This is so far from my field of expertise, but I can only imagine that Mosaba's had other heralds in the past. Is there any knowledge about this?
Yes. And they said that as in unison.
Could you give me some of those details? Am I becoming a vampire? Am
No.
I... Okay, well,
All
I
three
mean,
of them together.
I do seem to absorb blood like a sponge.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is there a way for me to control that so I don't lose my mind?
They look at each other. Why would you choose to?
Not lose my mind?
No. Why would you choose not to accept Mosaba's gifts?
Amer looks very confused. I'm not...
And the one that's talking right now is Zara, and I will go ahead and type her name in
Yeah.
chat for you, because I don't think you guys actually have her name yet. There you
Zara.
Do you have her picture? I'm just kidding.
I'm waiting on the art for all the daughters of Masaba. Right now I have so much art out there.
I'm not trying... Is it... Maybe I'm misunderstanding from a comprehensive level, but I'm not trying to reject Mosaba's gift. It's... When I absorbed blood, it's... I'm in a daze. I can't tell which way is which.
That is
And
Masaba acting through you. Do you find it unpleasant?
would say yes and no. It's not unpleasant from a comfortableness. It's very bizarre not having control of my own body after so much time has passed where I do.
You should learn to accept the divine gift of your god.
Well, that's part of why I guess that's part of my question here is, do I do this more and try to open myself to it? Do I pray? I'm really not good with gods and stuff. I'll be the first to admit. I'm not. Yeah. I'm trying to understand for once in my life.
What is the question, chosen one?
I guess the question is here, how do I embrace Mosaba's gift further?
Do not resist it. It will grow. You will become more and more a tool of Mosaba and spread his power to the world.
Huh? I guess that answers my question here. Do you know... Amer pauses for a moment. So... My soul is obviously owned by Mosaba, being from the Blood Realm, which makes sense. I fully understand that. I'm just trying to understand the bigger picture here a little bit more. It's interesting going from someone who didn't believe in the gods to, well, having one inside of you.
How did that happen?
Well, Amer kind of gets a shit-eating grin back on. It's funny you should ask. Have you three ever heard of the Temple of the Plaza of the Gods?
They look at each other. It is a rumored place.
Well, I can promise you it's not rumored. We were there and...
They prostrate themselves before you. They bow, faces to the ground.
Amer's just absolutely going to ignore that aspect.
They can't get their faces all the way to the ground though.
Yes, they can.
And Amer goes, he's continuing his story. The other part of me is a being of vengeance. And I asked the caretaker of the plaza to direct me towards a god or goddess of vengeance. And we went to Mosaba's temple.
And they will rise, sit back up. Of course. You sought Mosaba. Mosaba gifted you. And now you resent it?
No, I'm trying to fully understand it. I don't regret anything I chose. But when
you are
you
chosen of Mosaba to act against his foes. He has a plan for you. It will be revealed in time. We do not know what it is. We are simply here to ensure that the chosen does not stray from the path.
You've given me the insight I need to know. I just am trying. He pauses for a moment. He's like, I guess I'm just trying.
Sure. I need you to roll an insight check.
Ooh, there's the natty 20.
Cool. They're actively telling you that if you stray from the path of Mosaba, they're going to try to kill you.
Oh, yeah, that was very easy to grasp.
Okay.
I didn't need an inside check for that one.
Yeah. In addition to that, while they don't know what Mosaba has planned for you, they're going to focus on getting you to that point through whatever means possible. They will be your bodyguards. They will generally protect you, but they're not mercenaries. They will be serving the religious guidance of Mosaba and the chosen aspect that you have within you. Whatever the religious faith decides and dictates, that's what their actions are going to be. As opposed to, hey, go do this for me. They're not slaves. They're not thralls. They are zealots.
Yeah. No. Amer's kind of realized that, and that's more why he came in here and was like,
cool.
Like, these women, in his own mind, like, these women should be sleeping on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, they're not slaves.
Right.
And so he goes, if I recall, you also said there was a bakery here, and another of the daughters ran a bakery here.
Yes.
You know, what is the name of that bakery? I was planning on visiting in the morning.
That is, let me get the name again, just a moment. Akatea.
I think, dude.
His bakery. Yep.
I'm very thankful for your insight. These type of things are not my strong suit, and I'm very thankful for your guidance.
Sure.
And on that note, I'm going to sleep, and I hope you ladies sleep well as well. And Amer pauses. He's like, on second thought, I'm going to go to bed a little later. I'm going to go sit on the pier for a little while.
Okay.
You ladies do whatever it is you do while I'm not here. Amer kind of half smiles, and he's gonna tie his hair up, kind of, he's gonna switch modes into his normal self.
Sure.
And
there's crisscross applesauce right now watching you do this, and it's like this intense kid stare. They're just watching everything you do.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured as much. That's why Amer's not trying to hide his self change around them, because he knows they're gonna figure it out anyway, because they're always following him and keeping an eye on him. Mm-hmm. So he's just making their lives easier, because there's no need for him to hide that in that regard, especially since Mosaba could just tell them anyway if she ever decided she wanted to. So he's gonna do that, and he's gonna walk up on the pier, over to the pier. off the boat, and he's gonna sit on one of like the biggest pylons
Sure.
up off the ground. He's just gonna sit on the top of it and watch the ocean
Okay.
until about 4 a.m. Then he's gonna go get his 4 hours of trance.
Yeah.
Cool. I need you and Miss
Yeah.
Rose
Just L's,
to
dude,
roll
L's.
perception checks.
Can I was going to talk to Echo on the way down, but
Sure.
you can.
I just need
Do
you
your
to
thing.
roll this perception check before we get to that, just so I know what they're doing. Miss Rose, can I get a perception check from you as well?
Man, Mike,
Thank you.
Not on
Awesome. Okay, we go down. The camera follows Cecilia and Echo down the stairs into the boat.
Yeah, I'm assuming like when Amir broke away, and this all kind of happened at the same time when everybody went their 3 separate ways,
Mhm.
and 4 separate ways. I don't know where Brennan is. I look up. Oh, okay, he's not here.
Still
Echo,
night, right?
Yes, it is still night.
Yeah, Brennan's sleeping, man.
Okay.
he went down. Yeah, Echo. I'm just gonna catch you on the way. How'd you feel that went?
I think that went better than I expected.
Yeah, we have an identification. She was honest, or maybe. And we have identification of a new enemy, which is always great. I'm just going to be very transparent in this moment. I'm happy to help, and I feel for our companions, but I feel most for you in this instance. I still intend to chart to Yivrix. Is that?
Yeah, I think so too. I think we need to understand what's going on around us and who may be following us there. But I think that's where we're heading. I don't want to stray from that.
Not to be too black and white about this. The others can be ferried to the land of the dead well before you. Your goal is more important to me than theirs, as we are attached, not to yet again grade importance, but if something has to go and something negative happens to us or tragedy strikes, I will be by your side because of our common goal. Okay?
Yeah. So.
And I need. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
Oh. I need you to understand something that has come to me in a dream. Imkil's very sparing when he speaks with me. It is very rare that it relates to anything beyond finality. I have heard of yours, and it approaches a lot more swiftly than I would like to say. Just murmurings and feelings, but being a disciple of the god of the death of all living things, Imkil has spoken for you, and I would not defy him, but I hope that it comes at a time that is appropriate for you and I and everyone else.
Yeah. So, out of all the things we're going through right now, and all the enemies we have, and all the dangers that we face, but all those around us face, I really think Vagradan is the most dangerous of all the things we have to deal with.
I agree.
These factions come and go, and these factions may be here long after we're gone. And a lot of times, what seems like incredible manipulations and plots, and in the grand scheme of things, they tend to be trivial sometimes. I don't think Vagradan is trivial. And regardless of what happens to even me or Amarazi or any of us, I think Bagradan has to be dealt with. And we're not prepared for it yet. But even if something was to happen to us, I think he's got to be dealt with.
Yeah. I'm letting you know.
Too many lives are at stake, I think. That's my concern.
Yeah. And I'm letting you know that whether it is you that dies or Vagradam that dies, I will be standing in the lands of the dead to judge with my god. And I hope that when we are there together, we can at least watch Bagradam's soul get washed down the toilet.
Oh, yeah, I would love that. Yes, I would love that.
Have a nice night, Echo.
Yep. Echo's going to go to his cabin.
Sure. Where's
Yeah,
the
I go to bed.
going?
I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you guys go ahead and take a long rest. Nobody bothers you tonight. Amer, there will be a couple people go up and down the docks. One guy fishes a good 30 feet away from you. He doesn't catch anything tonight, and he won't talk to you. He just fishes and then gets up and leaves about 4 hours later.
Amer's just kind of pondering. He's with his angry eyes on. He didn't really imagine anyone would bother him unless he was, unless they were, drunk trying to pick a fight. And it was more for the theater when, like, Sweet August Rose had mentioned, like, this letting your enemies find you, and that's kind of what he was like pondering. Like, what happens if I just go out and stop hiding?
Mm-hmm.
And so he sat out there pondering, and he comes back and goes to bed and wakes up his standard smiley, dumb face.
You wake up, and all three of the women are staring at you creepily, one from each side of the bed.
Good morning?
Good morning.
Why does that never happen to me?
Right?
Echo, you're too small.
What
They
the
can't,
heck happened, man?
they can't actually see you when you stand at their feet. There's something blocking the way.
He's like, is my hair a mess?
No.
You don't normally stare at me when I wake up like this. So I wasn't 100% on that.
You are usually not this observant.
Oh, well, that's. I'll work on that.
It is good to be observant as the chosen of Bosaba.
Well, perhaps you're taking a couple things for granted that I shouldn't have. He kind of chuckles to himself. And he's like, yeah, interested in breakfast?
We've eaten.
Oh, well, I think I was going to go cook. I might go cook anyway. So Amer wanders off into the kitchen.
Okay.
I do
As
have
you wander
proficiency
off?
in cook's utensils now, by the way.
Sure. Awesome. You didn't see any food in their room. So, go ahead and roll survival check and add your proficiency bonus on top of it.
I don't know. They're eating something. Yeah. Amer's to the point that he doesn't really worry about them outside of them stabbing him in the back. That's pretty much his only. He already figures that's gonna happen. That's kind of the life he lives anyway. But okay, so this will be at +6, not +2.
Okay. Cool. So
10.
we add an additional 4. So 10. You don't burn the toast. You do make eggs, but they're not perfect. You succeed.
That's kind of a little better, I guess. Maybe whatever ancestor gave me this wasn't a very good cook. He kind of says he puts the ugly eggs on the toast and he kind of walks up to the deck to see if anyone else is up there.
Is Sweet August Rose still at the back of the deck?
Yeah, she's still there. She is waiting somewhat impatiently for the others to wake up because she's been up since like I guess 5 in the morning. So yeah, she's just hanging out.
Okay. Brennan, are you waking up around dawn, 8 o'clock?
Yep, yeah. He's just kind of getting ready in his cabin, making his way up.
Cool. Echo?
Yeah. I don't think Echo would sleep in. Yeah, he probably just got the minimum amount of rest, I'd imagine.
Cool. And then Cecilia.
Yeah. Cecilia is comes up, unadorned, no armor, no scythe. She has a staff, and town clothes,
Cool.
and some equipment for gold. Some equipment and places for gold, but besides that, no protection.
Okay.
How much has the rest of the crew noticed about the 3 blood mages, or whatever they are?
They haven't left Amer's room, so they don't know much about them at all.
Yeah, so we know they're creepy. We just don't know all the stuff that Amir's.
Creepy's a strong
And
word.
I never said blood mages, just for the record.
Yeah,
I understand the fishing attempt there. I just want to head that off at the pass.
Yeah.
Sorry, blood
Yeah.
rogues, blood assassins,
Yeah.
blood.
Am I gonna be a new class? Am I gonna be this new subclass, the Blood Rogue?
Ooh, that's kind of sexy.
I need to put that on the list of things to do.
Yeah, so it's funny because Echo is somewhat, he's not worried about them, but he's somewhat hesitant about them. He just doesn't know all the stuff Amir's. It's like,
Yeah.
I would totally get rid of them if I knew all the stuff Amir knew.
Yeah, we don't know anything that Amir knows, actually.
What? They're gonna try to murder him if he strays off the path or whatever.
It's funny to me that you don't know everything Amir knows.
There's that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Brennan, you here?
Yes.
You wanted to come to Judas as well?
Yes.
Is there any particular reason? Is there anybody not coming to Judas? Are we all going?
Yeah.
Amer's like, yeah, I'm tag along.
I've got a weird feeling it's going to be a short trip, but yeah, I'm definitely going.
Oh yeah, I mean she was incredibly rude last time, so. I'm just saying.
Well, she
Only
was
reason
nice
I'm
to
doing
me.
this.
I kind of liked her.
You can have your opinion.
All right. So you guys head down the ramp to the dock and head over a couple blocks down to Judith's Intricacies and Oddities, the bright orange building with the clean glass windows you can see inside. Judith has just flipped the sign over to open and is lighting a candle. As you guys walk inside, you hear the bell over the door, ding ding, and you are greeted by Judith. Greetings, welcome, good morning. You guys can smell the candle taking effect. It's this beautiful apple cinnamon smell.
Oh, that's nice. I forgot to mention before we leave. Sweet August Rose would use the hat of disguise.
Okay.
And yeah, she'll turn herself blonde, blue-eyed. Basically, she'll start making herself look like Amer's sister. For
Sure.
all intents and purposes. But yeah, so she's gonna be wearing this disguise pretty much nonstop, and she's gonna refresh it every hour because she has to. But yeah.
Okay. As you go into the shop, your disguise flickers and fades for 6 seconds, and then returns.
She looks around. Did anyone notice that?
Oh yeah, you
It did.
God damn it.
you having your hair be brown, and yeah, no, fine.
I'm sure it's okay. That this place is heavily warded, though. I think we noticed that last time we were here.
Well, I imagine.
Yeah, there's no magic that happens here unless Judas says so.
I do my best.
And
How
we let you
common
keep your disguise.
Oh yeah, well, just I don't know anything about magic. How common is something like that that's on that doorway that this Disrupts
You have
magic.
never heard of that before.
Well, yeah, I haven't because I'm a dumbass. I don't know anything about magic.
Yeah, it's very, very uncommon.
Okay, just checking.
So you
Judith
wanna
looks at you
Junior?
guys
got
and
stuff
goes,
you're looking for, right?
"It's simply my shop. I choose to have no deception within my shop."
Yes.
That's certainly understandable.
Judith, I have a short shopping list I think that you might be able to help me with. You are the most well-stocked person, not only in town, but probably in the region.
I
Do you
do my best
sell?
to fulfill that.
Do you sell in bulk?
I do. What are you looking for
Okay.
exactly?
I shift towards the like I'm assuming rows and rows of things. Like, do you have a spell book, spell scroll area that I can browse?
I do not carry spell scrolls. They tend to be very volatile. But there is a very nice gentleman here in town named Mr. Verm who does sell them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's actually incredible. I would love to not have to give you any more of my gold. Great. Echo, you have anything to pick up?
No, I don't think so. I think Vern's the one that I probably need to see as well.
Great.
She's gonna look around. She's gonna look for that amulet. Do
Sure.
I see it? Amulet of like proof against detection.
I'm pulling it up. You will find it in one of the glass cases. There is a little sign next to it that lists 20,000 gold
Oh man. Yeah.
or appropriate trade.
Yeah. She sighs. Well, I should start saving up just in case anyway. She's gonna take her sword off her back, and look to. Her name's Miss Jude.
Judith, yes.
Oh, Miss Judith, yes. Miss Judith, how much would you take for this sword?
Okay. Out of character, I'm going to pause here. Which sword is this? And I know it's not a specific sword, but which sword is this?
It's a +1 longsword that I picked up when we were raiding
Gotcha.
the
Making sure.
the
All right.
Jososai tomb west of Asataro.
All right.
So yeah, it's just a +1 longsword.
All right.
Wait, what? Doug and I are sitting here like, what sword are you talking about? Like, we're like, what do you mean?
The one in her character portrait that she does not own yet. That
Right.
one. Yeah.
Ah, good.
So the sword you have is of Jososai make. It's in the Jososai style.
Yes.
So she looks at it and considers it carefully. I don't have a recent version of this in my collection. A sword of this type and power usually sells for 1,000 gold retail. I will give you 1,200 gold to purchase this.
She blinks because she was expecting she'd have to haggle to get up to more than this. So yes, yes, it's a one of those Western swords. You and I both know as professionals that this sword is no better than any other sharp piece of metal in the right hands. But
She squints. Are you certain of that?
I mean, it hasn't done anything special since I've had it. What, does it have some sort of anti-magic properties? I mean, I imagine the Joseph
No. But being equipped with the proper equipment can allow you to gain access to places you would not otherwise have access to. I will pay you 1,200 gold for this.
I turn to Cecilia and I look at her and I'm like, Cecilia, is there anything that's special about these swords?
Ooh,
I
roll
just-
history, Cecilia, with advantage.
Oh, sure. I was just gonna make something up, but let's hit it.
So we also have a suit of armor. We do have a suit of Joseph armor.
Yeah, we were saving that in case we ever needed to do infiltration shenanigans.
14.
14. Yeah, it's a special sword that's ceremonially handed to graduates once they've completed their first mission. You wanted one of these. but this one's not yours. It's like getting the sword from becoming a Marine. It's kind of special.
Yeah, wanted is the past tense. Is
Mhm.
perfect. I'll look at it. I'll just say, yeah. I mean, I didn't think anything of it. There's loads of them out there, but there might be a name somewhere on it. I'm sure it belonged to somebody who at least made it past their first mission, which is better than about 95% of Joso's Eye. They're sent out in batches, and if you come back, you get a weapon in the style.
Ah, I see. Well, I mean, well, there's a saying, quantity is a quality all of its own. Um, she looks at the sword and she just, well, I guess when you put it like that, I might need it in the future.
I am also opposed to you selling it to her. I would give you 1,200 gold for it, because the last thing I want is Judith owning another one of an artifact from my homeland.
She smiles.
Oh.
That is fair.
I turn to look at Judith. Well, there's a counter offer.
I do not haggle in most cases, especially not amongst friends. So if your friend would like to offer you 1,200 gold, I encourage you to give them your coins. However, if you would prefer that I have the item, I will gladly pay you the 1,200 gold.
Well, it was worth a shot. I'll give it to Cecilia. Here, take it.
She takes it and does not give you any money in the shop.
All right, I'll just put that. We'll just mark that as an IOU.
Is there a name on this, Eric?
There is.
Okay.
That's
You
not-
can
that's like-
you can DM it to me.
Lady
You don't
Frost
mind.
sword that she dropped or something.
It's not Lady Frost.
I wish I had Lady Frost swords. I would redo my entire build to wield it. She has a mace actually, I think. It's
Yeah.
This is just the graduation sword, though. You know what I mean? Like in general.
yeah.
If I remember correctly, I took it off that first. I think it was that tiefling we killed.
Yes.
Yeah, I took it off that tiefling we killed, who was doing some rituals.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recognize the name, at least from my story.
Yeah, no, she was the person whose arm we fed to that contraption.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Anyone else have any shopping to do?
Yeah, I mean.
Yes, Amer goes. I would like to pick up a few things.
Let me.
Okay.
I would like to pick up some eyes of minute seeing.
Very well. Come this way, and she's going to take you down an aisle, and it's got goggles, and then goggles, and more goggles. It's just rows and rows. You guys have been to the eyeglass hut, right? The sunglass hut. And she goes ahead and takes you down, and will bring you to a certain section. There are 3 of them on the wall there, and she pulls one off and shows it to you to inspect. These will be 2,500 gold pieces.
And they don't require attunement. Amer will go ahead and he will look it over and be like, yes, that's exactly what I'd like.
Excellent. What else would you like?
I would like a 3-bead necklace of fireballs.
I do have those. One actually got sold to me just the other day, oddly enough. Grung came in and sold it to me. This way, and she walks you down, and you'll go past a whole bunch of necklaces of different types. There's green ones, black ones, red ones, orange ones. She takes you over to the orange section, and she unthreads 3 beads and puts them on a little cord and hands it to you.
It'll be 960 gold.
Yes, sir.
And that was my purchasing.
Very well. Thank you very much for your business. It's been delightful.
Echo's going to ask about Cloak of the Manta Ray.
She has 6 of those. Cloak of the Manta Ray, and they're normally 6,000 gold, but because she has so many, she's selling them for 5,000 gold.
Okay, and Gem of Discretion.
She looks at you. I'm not sure what that is.
Oh. Hold on just a second. Let's see. Echo is trying to access his memory.
Sure. Is it Echo or Doug?
Doug is trying to access his memory here. So,
There's a certain gentleman that you have not met in this campaign yet who gave it to the last campaign.
yeah, he did. I thought there were more of those floating around than just the one.
No, there's only a few. And she would not carry them.
Okay. Well, those are handy.
Oh yeah, they are. Just gotta find one.
I don't see what I'm looking for. I'm trying to remember. It's not a gem of discretion. It's actually a person's name's tied to it, and I can't remember who what
I
the
will
name
get it for
was.
you. One moment. Now, Thoriel's Gem of Discretion, and I will go ahead and display it because people are talking about it. That's what we're discussing. Malthoriel's Gem of Discretion. Man, for
Oh, that's what we saw from Pirate Lady.
So I'll
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, is it? Did the pirate lady have? She have one of these?
She
Yes,
put
she
down a purple gem
Yeah.
on the table.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Sure.
and it looks like that.
Yep. I'll ask about the name. Do I know anything about this person's name?
Malthoriel?
Yeah.
Ooh. There is a chance you can roll a history check.
Okay. So take a second. I ended up off my character sheet.
All good.
Brennan, did you have anything you wanted to buy as well?
For sure. So, what I'm interested in are potions of resistance.
I
And
don't sell
kind-
potions. You're going to have to go next door to the horrible, dirty gnome. It's 2 doors down.
Okay. And it says, okay.
He's got a monopoly on potions in this city.
I was gonna say I'm gonna head over to the dirty gnome.
Okay. All right. So, Echo, the name Mathoriel will have been heard by you. You don't know much about him except for that it puts a bad taste in your mouth, and you don't think he was a good guy. But it was one of those very old, and we're going back to Emirazi's knowledge, not Echo Rex's knowledge that you're tying into.
So Echo will say, she says that she hasn't heard of this gem of discretion, and he'll say, well, it's known as Mathuriel's gem of discretion.
Ooh, damn. Roll an insight check. She looks at you poker faced and does not say a word.
Okay. I'm not going to reroll that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I think I'm good.
All right.
I'll take the cape.
All right. Cool. Oh, let me go ahead and as you take the cape for 5,000 gold, guys, get ready to head on out. Did anyone want anything else from Judith?
Well, so Sweet August Rose is gonna ask around. She's gonna ask her. So I don't know much about magic, but is there an item that can help me improve and control the flow of my ki?
There are several, in fact. There was a gentleman who came through here a while back and sold all of his to me. They're a little bit dirty and used, but they are also expensive. How much were you looking to spend?
It depends. How much do they cost? and it depends on what exactly they do.
Of course. The ones in question are still being cleaned. This was simply 2 days ago that this took place.
2 days ago.
The gentleman, and she's walking and talking while we do this.
Yeah, I'm following.
Um, they are a little bit dirty. They were crafted from the skin of a Zorn, and allow you to have the ability to tap into your keys slightly more times per day. Are you familiar with the act of meditation?
Yes, I'm very familiar.
Excellent. This these are them, and she will take you to a little workbench, and the dwarf that's usually by the door is sitting there with a brush, and he looks up at you. These are disgusting. He's trying to clean them, and the stuff that's on them, it's kind of like a mix of blood, tar, acid. There's some bits of stone that are connected to it. It's not pleasant at the moment. You want to take a look? And there you go.
Yeah, she'll take a look and she'll does it require attunement or what is this? What is this?
Oh yes, these do require attunement. But they're fairly handy. I can sell them to you for about 6,000 gold pieces.
Well, can I get like a item? Like, what is this? A belt of dragonhide or dragonhide belt or what is this?
No, these are knucklers. These are gloves that go on your hands, made out of Zorn hide.
Oh. Well, I already have the fist wrappings of +1.
Yeah, but those are lame. The dwarf looks at you. These are going to be an upgrade for you. They're just disgusting. If you'll give me a couple hours, I'll get them cleaned up, and then I can sell them to you clean. And I'll just charge another 200 gold pieces.
You know what? Well, I have. The thing is, they require attunement. So, okay. Well, I think we can do a deal. I will. Well, apparently, I won't need these anymore. And she's gonna unwrap the magic wrapping she has in her fists. I believe they're called gloves of unarmed combat.
Yep.
I'll hand them over. And
Okay.
how much would it cost with this if I was to trade these in?
Oh, those are worth 1,000 gold. Looks like they're in good condition. Except for this right here. You got it scuffed here. How'd you do that?
Oh, that was from punching a demon.
Oh, good on you then. I won't count that against you. He looks up at Judith. I'd like to charge. Would you mind doing the negotiation for me? Because I can't talk right now. With your basic insight, he was going to try to lie about the price he wanted to charge you. She smiles. Would 5,000 gold do?
Sure. Yes. You know what? I'll do it.
Okay.
And probably gonna have to unattune from something. So.
Yep. I do have to create the item for you, but I will go ahead and put that on my list of things. I'll have it done probably tomorrow during the day out of character.
So yeah, I will unattune, or not unattune. I will pay 500 platinum. I think that's
Okay.
the right amount.
It is.
That's half my platinum. Okay. Remove. Okay. So. Yeah, and I'll just say, okay, I will come back to pick those up once they're clean, because I would prefer them to be clean.
Of course. He goes, I was going to get out of the chore. Damn it. And so, yeah, you go ahead and pick those up. We'll just count as you go by and pick them up later. But yeah, anything else you guys want to purchase from Judith?
I just want to. I was very proud of this because I thought of it outside of the game. But I was going to
Mhm.
try to haggle with her to sell the sword, and I assumed it was just going to be 1,000 because it was just a normal +1 long sword. So in my head, I was imagining her trying to sell it as like one of those fancy foreign Western blades. That there's all sorts of mythology around it. That they can cut
Oh,
a tank in half.
yeah.
They're folded 1,000 times. Uh,
Um,
and obviously I was going to say, like, okay, we're both professionals. We know it's just a sword. It depends on who's wielding it. But a certain market, the shuaboos.
Yeah. Yeah.
When,
Roll an insight check as you're walking down the long aisles of this shop.
I was just very proud of the term shuaboo.
Mm-hmm. It's a good reference.
Half decent for once.
Okay. With a 14, there's too much stuff in this shop to just be a shop. There's something else going on here. We'll leave it at that with a 14.
Yeah, I mean, is it like a TARDIS kind of thing where there's more space on the inside than?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's like you walk into what you think is a little tiny bookshop, and you instead go into a Costco.
Oh shit! So it's like the Matrix when they summon the racks
Yes,
of weapons.
guns, lots of guns. Yeah, at last count, someone actually went down and counted them. There were 240 rows.
Damn. But okay, yeah. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to do here.
Okay, cool. So,
Perfect.
Brendan, did you want anything else?
Brennan's already gone.
Brendan's already gone. All right. All right.
Well,
So,
yeah,
as
Where
you
did
guys,
he go?
he went to the dirty gnome.
he's going to go next door to the Dirty Gnome's place.
Actually, I will go with him because there's something I need to ask about that person.
Okay. Cool. So as you guys make your way out of the door, the bell jingles over the door, ding ding, and you guys return to the outside. You guys walk down the way. 2 doors down is a long, low brown building with the sign outside. It says "Adventurers Welcome." You go past that, and you go to this nasty place. The little wrought iron fence is bent and twisted as if someone's run through it. The landscaping is just dying and bad. It's not a pleasant place as you even walk up to it. Outside there is a sign, and the sign reads "Far Boilers Potions," except for someone has taken a dagger and vandalized this sign so that there's now a T between R and B, so it reads "Fart Boilers Potions." As you guys walk up to it,
It says fart.
the door is caked in mud and grime. This thing could not have ever been cleaned. And there's a brass handle sitting there. You guys want to open the door?
Gamer says, I'm not going in there.
Yeah, Brennan opens the door.
Yeah,
Okay, as you
Don't
put
touch
your
it.
hand on the brass knob, it looked clean, but now that your hand touches the brass knob, it sinks through a 16th of an inch of a sticky black-green sludge, and it slides around the brass knob for about a quarter turn before it actually catches the metal and slides and twists. The bell over the door clacks instead of ringing, and as you guys go inside, you are greeted by the brusque noise of, "What the hell do you want?"
And it says, I've come for some potions. I've been told that this is where they would be at.
Well, yeah, duh. This is Farboiler's Potions. What else would I sell?
Perfect.
she said filthy gnome. She meant it literally. I thought she was being racist.
Okay, so Brennan's in there first. I'm interested in potions of resistance, such as potion of acid resistance, fire resistance, cold resistance. Do you have anything like this?
I got all of those. Jimmy! He wants the whole set of resistance. I don't know. Some guy. Looks like he's from out of town. Looks
You got any-
foreign.
Amer yells me outside. You got any soap in there?
If you want to talk, stop being a dick and come inside.
My boots will never get clean if I take a step in this place.
Oh, my brother always.
He reaches behind you and slams the door shut. Wham! Clack. The bell goes. An arm comes snaking out through the curtain and puts a little, looks like a drink carrier down on the counter, and it snakes back through the curtain. All right, it's 300 gold each. How many do you want of what? Oh, come on!
Two each.
2 each of all of them? Awesome. I'm going to close early today. And so pulls out 2 potions of thunder resistance, 2 potions of poison resistance, 2 potions of lightning resistance, 2 potions of necrotic resistance, 2 potions of force resistance. He just goes down the whole list. Which ones would you like to buy?
I'm most interested in acid resistance, fire resistance, cold resistance, lightning resistance.
Okay.
What would that be in cost-wise?
Total, let's see, you got 5 different types of potions and 2 each. That's going to be 10 potions of 300 gold, and I give you a discount because you're going to make me close today, and I get to go and canoodle with my wife. So instead of 3,000 gold, I'll sell it to you for 2,980.
Very
I,
generous. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
surprised Cecilia
Friendly.
walked in this place.
Friends
Sounds
of
I'm not
good.
in there.
Okay, you stay outside with Amer?
I was gonna say something to Amer, but go ahead, Brennan.
Okay. So Brennan just says, "That's very gracious of you. I'll take it for 2,980 gold."
Good deal. It's finally nice to see someone who knows what the hell they want. Come in here, order what you want, pay exact change, and get the hell out. Awesome. Did you want anything else?
No, I'm good for now. Thank you.
Cool, Scram. How about you?
All right.
So-
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead. No, go ahead, Rose.
So
God damn polite people. You, girl, what do you want to do?
I need potions of smoking, something I could smash on the ground and it would make a smoke cloud.
I don't have potions of smoking, but I got this thing. Some dick guy came in and thought it was a prank. Took me all day to find it. Just threw it in the shop, vandal. And he puts a looks like a flask on the counter.
So, what is it? Alcohol? What is this? She's gonna take it and open it.
Nice.
You open it. As you go to open it, I need you to roll a sleight of hand check, and he's going to oppose that.
Okay.
Good times.
Sleight of hand.
Got to be a 20.
Nice.
Damn. Instantly, you twist the top off as he reaches for it to stop you, and smoke billows up out of it and just pours out into the shop. In 5 seconds, this shop is completely chock full of smoke. You cannot see a thing, and you hear him cursing. You bitch! What the hell are you doing? Close that up! Jimmy!
I like
Open
to
the back door! Damn freaking get out! And you
I like to
feel
think that there's like a yeah. It's like there's like if there's Google Street View of this, it's like Amir and Cecilia like with their arms crossed from the street looking at this box just turned black like with the windows. Be like, yeah, I'm really glad I did not go in.
smoke starts pouring out through the cracks of the door. It looks like the place is on fire, except for there's no fire. It's just smoke streaming out in a sheet around the door. And he's like, get out! And he's going to try to feel for the bottle. Are you going to let him have it, or are you going to try to take it?
I mean, she has enough heat on her already. She's not in the. As funny as it would be to steal from this guy because he's kind of an asshole, like she doesn't need more.
Kind of.
She'll stop her the bottle or the flask again.
It
Okay.
doesn't work like that, actually.
It's still smoke filled. Give that here, you freaking ninny! Get out!
She's
And
just
you feel a gnome's hands on the back of your kneecaps pushing you towards the door.
Oh, is he pushing me out the door while it's still
He
in
is
my hand?
pushing you actively out the door. The door will open and you are shoved out the door
Oh,
unless you want to resist.
I mean, I'm still holding it, and he pushed me out. So
He reaches for it. You see an arm come out of the smoky shop. Give!
oh, well, okay. If he asks for it back, I'll give it back.
Thank you. And he leans out, and just his head comes out of the smoke. You're not welcome here anymore. Got it? Freaking troublemakers.
When Amer sees his head pop off,
Uh-huh.
he smiles and unstoppers the cork on his bottle of ever smoking bottle.
Just shoots it at him.
Yeah,
Like it's like a water balloon, or just like
Everywhere.
point it and it just.
yeah. I just
goes.
point at him and just blow it right into his face.
Oh, God. He goes sputtering back in, and you guys are left out on the street. Echo, we're still in the shop. Are you going to exit, or are you going to stay in the shop?
That's a shop full of smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Echo's just going to sit there quietly until the smoke starts to disappear, and then he'll be sitting there waiting his turn.
Okay.
He's just like he doesn't say anything. He's just
Doesn't
sitting
say
in the
anything, he just
corner. And
sits
smoke
there,
goes
and it
away.
just slowly goes away, and he's standing there.
He's
like-
sitting there with a cardboard box, waving the smoke out the front of the shop. You hear a door in the back of the shop open, and the curtain will start flapping. And you don't see what's causing it to flap until a wind starts blowing pretty hard from the back of the shop out the front, and that it will dissipate it in 1 minute.
Huh.
As the smoke clears, you're sitting there, and he looks at you. Damn. Was she with you?
No, I've never seen that person before in my life.
Well, good. Slams the door. All right. Sorry about that. What the hell do you want?
So in the Enchanter's manual, book
Uh-huh.
101, what's the starting point? What's the first thing you make? What's the first thing you do?
Basic magic wands. They're arcane foci.
So I want to collect some essences that allow me to start working on that.
Basic rats. Basic rats. Got it. There you go. And he puts 5 vials of rat essence on the counter. There you go. That came in from a new adventure that just came through. 4 tabaxis, little guys. And he says little guys, but he's holding his hand up over his head for height.
Right. What about the next level? The next thing after that? What's
Ah,
the next thing you do?
we got this, and he goes over and brings out large crabs, and he pulls an essence extractor and goes as he kills the crab in front of you. I was going to have that for dinner. Now I'll sell it to you.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. So the first 5 here, those are going to be a silver pop. This last one, because you messed up with my dinner, it's going to cost you gold.
So I'm also looking for snakes.
Snakes? Yeah. Well, whatever. Jimmy! Jimmy! Yeah. Need you to pull some out of Matilda, please. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What are you going to do with that?
Oh, I've got some ideas.
He doesn't know. All right. Let's go ahead and pull 2. Yeah. All right.
That's funny.
Giant.
All right.
giant
Yeah.
spider.
Okay. Jimmy says
Okay.
it's going to be all right. Give me just a second. And he
Okay.
goes into the back, and you hear, will you hurry up? Look, I've got a customer. I'm trying to get a sale on this, and I'm going to sell this for a lot. Thank you. Thank you. And you hear a hiss from behind the curtain as he comes back. All right. 2 snake essence, 1 crab, 5 rats. Anything else you need?
Yes, spiders, giant spiders, and octopi.
We got the octopus. The spider stuff, I just sold all of that out, actually. Some redhead came through looking for that. She went down the 2 doors to the consortium. She was singing songs and stuff. You might check her out. She might be able to sell them to you.
Okay. How much would that be?
Well, let's see here. 5 silver plus 1 gold plus 2 snake. 2 snake. What do you say about 25 gold pieces?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Good job. Nice to meet you. Your name. And he holds out his hand.
Amy.
Amy, nice to meet you, Amy. It's nice to know that there's a customer who knows what the hell they want, and when a attempted robbery happens, keeps their hands to themselves.
All right. Have a nice day. And he'll take off.
I'm doing it. Goodbye.
How much octopi did he have?
I'm sorry?
How much of the octopi?
He had 3.
Essence? 3.
3 octopi essence.
All right. I'm happy.
Cool. As
You
walk
come out with all these like things.
Yeah, they're
he
little.
would have given you a
vials.
little brown bag for
Yeah,
them.
they're like little vials that have like this. They're supposed to be the essence of creatures. I mean, it could be,
Yeah.
some kind of purple goo, or it could be like a spider eyeball. I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brandon
It's basically
Brennan comes
monster
out with like
extract.
2 6-packs, and you come out with a little brown bag. I'm like, what did you guys pick up in there? Do you both have a drinking problem, or?
Have you seen that door? I don't want to know what they picked up. I feel like I would need a bath. I feel like I need a bath looking at this door.
Brennan says that's funny. That's funny, and he goes to shake his hand.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa. Amer steps back like, I want none of that.
For the next hour, Brennan, that residue on your hand is going to be like, you ever get rubber cement on your hand where you can't really take it off for a while until it starts solidifying? That's what you got. It's gross. All right. But as Echo leaves, the doorbell clacks, and you guys will leave Mr. Fart Boiler alone.
And now to find one Mr. Vern. I believe that's our next stop.
Yeah, I mean, you guys might not want to stay for as long as I do, but I have some questions beyond the book. So.
Well, yeah. Well, then let us head on its way. I think that Dragonborn said it was somewhere around here. But yeah, we'll start going. Eric, on the way, as we're walking through town, Sweet August Rose is going to keep her eyes open, looking for signs of the House of Flowers, like any sort of thing she would recognize.
Okay.
She wants to make contact with the house, so she's going to be
Sure.
looking for the signs. She may not see them, but
Of course. Roll an investigation as we walk along.
investigation. Maybe I'll get lucky. Not very.
Well, as you're walking along, you don't really see where you're going. And the rest of you guys will watch as Sudags Rose is looking at all the different buildings around and everything, and, investigating to find some clues about what's going on in the town. And Miss Rose, just before you run into him, you will stop and be aware of this guy's presence in front of you.
Oh, what the hell?
Ooh, that's what I
He
don't
stands
know.
there and looks at you closely.
This looks new, Eric. Is this
Thank you.
new?
It is.
Yeah, I
don't
can
know this
tell.
one.
That's nice looking art.
Yeah, is it Bubble did this? This must be
This is
brand
Bubble
fucking
Laser's art. If you guys
Yeah.
like this art, reach out to Bubble Laser. She's in my helpful links, and she does character art.
We'll have to get one for Octavia.
What about the
I'm interested.
emblems? What about the emblems on the belt and the shoulder? Do we recognize those?
Go ahead and roll a religion check.
People should not wear.
And
badges.
this one would be a
That's-
10.
They are. You said religion?
Yes, please. Awesome. This is the holy symbol of Usul and Anwa.
Is it mixed up? That's what I thought. Like, why are these together?
I mean,
He
it kind of
looks-
makes sense. A lot
Yeah.
of times. Not that Aim would have any idea, but
Hi, Octavio. Okay.
So, yeah.
So yeah,
This guy looks at you, Sweet August Rose, and he's just staring at you.
like yeah, she almost bumps into him because she's just looking around, and she backs up and she just says, "Oh, my apologies," and she gives him a quick bow, and she just she's gonna notice that his cloak actually matches her pants exactly, so she's just gonna say, "Nice cloak."
He nods one time.
All right.
So-
have a nice day, and then she's
I
gonna walk
think
off.
Echo knows more about these guys than I do. So what's their story?
Ooh, with a 17 religion, you know that the holy symbol is of Usul and Anwa, but you have no idea who this guy is.
But I know. So I don't know Usul and Onsa.
Usul and Anwa are the gods of the sun and the moon. You guys visited the church of Usul when you guys were in Esotoro,
Mhm.
and dealt with the lovely woman there who was a priestess. Sukhothai.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the holy symbols aren't usually combined, correct?
Correct.
I mean, I could.
So I would like to know more. I would like to know more about that.
Okay, are you going to ask him, or what? How would you like to get more information about that?
I don't want to talk to this guy because I'm on a mission. Yeah, I don't think I would talk to somebody on the streets just like that. Just a
Oh, yeah.
passerby. It's not really in my character.
That's exactly why Rose just walked by, because she doesn't know this guy. She just said, "Oh, nice cloak."
I'll take a note of it and maybe I'll ask Verm about it, or Veem.
It's VYRM. Verm.
Got it. Yeah, I'll look at the combined symbol and move on.
Okay. He's standing there staring directly at you, Sweet August Rose.
Like, well, as I walk by him, is he still staring at me, or
No, as you go around him, he starts walking and just continues on his way.
Yeah.
He never turned his head.
Okay. What an odd fellow. Anyways, yeah, she doesn't know who the hell that guy is, so she's gonna keep searching for the signs. Yeah.
Sure. So as you're going along and looking for signs of the House of Flowers, you come up to following the directions that you were given to Mr. Verm's shop. And outside there is a little sign. It's very cute. It's got a little dragon that's wrapped around the sign. It says Mr. Verm's Books. Out front, there are 2 flower beds, one on either side of the front door, and they're dead.
So wait, like dead is in there's like dead flowers in there, or is it just like
The flowers that are in this are dead dandelions. They have withered and dried up.
They're just dead.
It looks like someone came through with orange oil and sprayed the flower beds.
How do you kill dandelions? Like,
Orange oil.
well, I mean, like you have to do that on purpose. Like, I mean, they're pretty easy to grow.
Go ask the Saturday night group. They did it on accident.
Yeah, she's gonna frown at the flowers and just kind of shake her head, out of character. That doesn't mean anything to me, does it? Like, flower stuff.
Oh, the House of Flowers.
Yeah, like
Not
the language of flowers.
based off of what you see here now. No,
Yeah, nothing there. Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna frown. That's odd. But
and you can blame the Saturday group.
so she'll head in.
All right. So as you go in, the bell jingles, ding. Inside, it smells like coffee and pipe tobacco. And looking up from the little desk there is an elderly man. He's probably about 5'9", pretty slender. Looks like he knows what he's talking about. And he looks up at you guys. Ah, welcome, new customers. And as Sweet Ox Rose comes in, he smiles. As Cecilia comes in, he smiles. As Echo comes in, a gem on his desk flashes and pulses. He looks down at it and looks around the two women at Echo. Interesting. Come in. And the gem just solidifies into a glowing light on the desk. Brennan comes in, and then Amer. The light changes to a dark purple. Interesting. Welcome. Welcome to my shop. How can I help you? I am Mr. Verm.
It's a pleasure to meet you. So Sweet August
Okay,
Rose.
so
So
real quick. So real quick, the wand of identify uses the word cast, the spell identify.
Uh-huh.
So can I suddenly cast identify on the gem?
You have to touch it.
Oh, how far away am I?
You can walk up. Are you going to reach out and touch this guy's
Oh.
glowing gem on his desk?
Hey, reach of Amarazi. Are you kidding me? This man has an extra 30 feet on him passively.
Okay. That's true.
That's true.
All right. So, yeah, you go ahead and cast Identify on this. This is a divining crystal. It is a divining crystal that does detection of different creature types.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
It's very similar to Divine Sense. It's just in crystal form.
That could come in handy as hell, especially when you're dealing with things like changelings.
Ah, Butcher Faye.
Yep. Okay. That's all I wanted.
Of course. Scratch off one use of the one I've identified, just
Yeah.
in case it comes in important later.
Yeah, I think we all have individual business, Mr. Dr. Verm.
Simply Mr. Verm. Mr. Verm will
Mr.
do
Verm.
nice.
Um,
What is your
I have some-
business? How can I help?
Do you deal in not information from a from a perspective of like street work, but do you deal in information such as like knowledge of the arcane? Could I
Of
pay you
course.
for some maybe insight?
Absolutely. How can I be of assistance?
Perfect. I've got a couple of things. We are the Spirits in Fellowship. My name is Cecilia Credence. And I've,
Are you, by any chance, from overseas?
of course, what gave it away?
The garb, I'm afraid. That and your accent.
Yes, of course. Well, we're all worldly here. What did you say?
Do you have a mother of the same name?
Yes.
Ah, I understand. Welcome to my shop.
Cecilia slow blinks at him and opens her eyes back up. So you are knowledgeable. Great.
I do
Then
my
maybe
best
we'll spend some time here.
all over the place.
I've come across a couple of different
ahead.
artifacts. I've come across a couple of different artifacts. I'd like more information on them.
Ah, perhaps I can help. I have quite a few tomes of research that I might be able to assist with. I do have limits to my knowledge, of course. I focus on politics as an area of hobby.
Understood. Well, hopefully we can keep the hobbies out and we can keep the professionalism in.
Of course.
I produce that feather in this little silk thing, and I show it to him laid on the counter. This was from the Plaza of the Gods, the temple to Zerun.
So rude. Interesting.
Zerud.
Very interesting. Now,
And I pulled it out of a vision. This does not manifest. This was not manifest, at least in my possession, until I came to.
interesting. He puts on a couple spectacles, and the spectacles just have a little pulse that goes around the rims and back to his ears. Let's see. Ah, interesting. And he does not touch it. He looks at it very intently, though studying it carefully. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. What is your question about such an item?
I hate to say I'm so uninformed that I do not even know what questions to ask. I was given guidance here by my deity, and he said that somebody of your likeness would know more, and so here I am seeking you. You should feel good. The god has recognized you.
I will ask you to. Are you familiar with the practice overseas of peace knots?
Yes, but for those in the room that are not, why don't you explain it?
Of course. I would like to ask that you simply bind your weapon, Miss Credence, so that you cannot draw it in my shop. I'm afraid I don't know you personally, but I know of the reputation of at least your mother, and I would prefer that we not have any conflict.
Uh, I don't have any armor or anything on. I merely have a staff, and I will put my staff to the side and
Okay.
show my empty hands to him.
All right. He smiles. Thank you very much. That's quite considerate. And he lightens his mood a lot. And he looks down at it. Well, this here is from a spectral rock from the outer planes. They're native to the void. It's very rare. It appears to be quite ancient and not entirely here. You said you received this from a vision of Zarud?
Are you familiar with the Plaza of the Gods?
I am. I have done much research with it. I've not been there myself, of course. It's nigh inaccessible now, but there are rumors that there's a monk down there that keeps everything intact and acts as a medium for the various gods and goddesses. So
Sounds
the
about
place
right.
must exist.
It does sound about
Sorry?
right.
Sounds about right, yes.
No, this was
Very
access from the last standing temple to the dragon god of time and the void.
Yeah, his name is Sushi.
Oh, I'm not sure it was the last. Time is his domain and is always disturbingly in flux. Um,
Sure.
Very, very intriguing, though. I find it to be an oddity. I am amazed that you are willing to touch such a dangerous object.
Funny story. That yes, when I found it, I drew it across my throat and it sliced me in half. I'm lucky to be alive.
Indeed. The, the the spectral rocks are known to have exceedingly sharp feathers and have a tactic of simply flying past their prey and bisecting them. But they're enormous creatures. To find simply a feather and one so small, this is essentially just one bit of down from a spectral rock. You're lucky to be alive handling it without cutting up your clothing. Someone has favored you.
Yes, I find myself more and more favored every day.
Ah,
Uh,
sarcasm, the gift of garden soil.
I'm gonna look him directly in the eyes. I came here for your professional advice, not your patronism.
Very well. I will attempt to keep my opinions to myself for the most part.
Yeah, please stay factual.
I am. Am I
I'll
wrong
fold.
about garden soil?
There's bias everywhere. Have you ever been?
I have.
Did you like your stay?
I did not.
Neither did I, and that's why I'm here. So you can assume I am of the same opinion. So please keep it to yourself.
Of course. I won't mention it again.
Thank you. She's gonna close up the feather and say, "I'm gonna browse while my friends.
The desk has a cut in it where the feather lay.
Oh, that's dope as hell. You can add the price of the information to my tab when I'm finished shopping.
Oh, discussion is free. After all, I like having guests to talk to. I'm ever so lonely. Ever since those two ruffians ruined my garden and killed all my tulips. Anyway,
Yeah, I couldn't imagine why somebody of your personality would be lonely.
well, I appreciate that. And he smiles and does not say what he's thinking.
Good.
That's generally a good idea around Cecilia.
His intent is clear, though. Go ahead.
Well, he said tulips. I thought there were dandelions outside.
The dandelion. Are you asking in character or out of character?
In character, yeah. She's like, yeah.
Okay.
I thought it looked like there was dandelions that were ruined in your flower bed.
He gets exceedingly serious and his brow darkens. And you can tell he's pissed. Not at you guys, but at someone else in a situation beyond this encounter. I asked for help from someone who I thought was trustworthy and was self-assured that they could assist. They killed my plants, then attempted to restore them through means unknown to themselves and out of their control. And so all of my flowers have died and been replaced with dandelions by some full druid and a large moose creature.
Moose.
Well, in the interest of getting in your good graces, I actually can help. What kind of flowers would you like to be in the flower box?
The kind of flowers I would like are not available to me in this continent. So I appreciate your effort and your kind words. Your intentions are clear, and your desire to assist me with my flowers is quite kind.
Oh, I'm an expert gardener. Please, I insist. What kind of flower is it? Let me surprise you.
He looks at you and roll a persuasion check because this guy's been burned by someone asking if they can replace the flowers twice before.
Oh, come on.
Oh, all right. We'll roll Mr. Verms. Roll 1d20 plus 5. He looks up at you. I'm afraid you won't be able to assist me. The flowers are from overseas and are quite rare.
All right, if you say so. Yeah. If he doesn't want to help, okay. She just nods and says, "Echo, is there anything you want to ask him?"
No, I don't think so. Not right off the top of my head.
Anything about
What is his specialty?
Information, books, scrolls, magic items, magic books mostly. And as you look around, it's like being in a Barnes and Noble, and he's at the front counter.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. I think there's a lot we can learn from him, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this guy yet.
He looks at you. I would like to have a chat with you if you have time. After we're done with the others, of course.
Well, there's a couple things I wanted to ask
Sure.
about.
Of course.
Well, so one thing, we have a friend who has a stomach ache. He's not here right now, but we're after a very dangerous entity. I'm not going to say its name out loud, but if you have a piece of parchment, I can write down the letters.
Of course. And he produces a piece of parchment. And the piece of parchment, it's this nice rag paper. It's very well handmade, probably by him. And he puts it on the table and slides an inkwell and a quill over to you.
So So she's gonna write down Zokaret's
The name?
name. Yeah.
Cool.
And she's actually gonna like just in case, because she's not sure how all this weird magic works. She's gonna like space out the letters so that it's not like all
Sure.
together. Maybe even that might get this thing's attention.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna space out the letters and just say, "We're after this being, and I was hoping you might have some information about it."
Interesting. I've not heard the name before, but judging by your demeanor, I should not repeat this.
Oh no, we learned that lesson the hard way.
Indeed. Discretion is sometimes the better part of valor, and when information is concerned, you must be very careful what comes out of your mouth because knowledge is power.
That is true.
Me, do you mind if I take this into the back for a moment?
Sure, if you need any, we have some information. I could probably help.
Of
maybe
course.
narrow some things down.
He turns a piece of paper, takes the pen out of the ink pot, and prepares to take notes.
So if I remember correctly, because I actually didn't write this down. He appears every 50 years or something like that.
Yep.
What did you say, Eric? Yeah, he
Yep.
appears every 50 or so years. He likes to cause lots of havoc and devastation. I guess that's not very special for demons.
It's actually quite specific because most tend to stay private.
Oh, he likes making spectacles. Or I guess it. He has 14 fingers.
Ooh, very specific.
Yes, he has 14 fingers. He can possess people. Apparently, he can also grant pretty immense power to someone who makes a deal with him.
Ah, disturbing. Quite the
Yeah,
fiend.
yes. Yes, and he is actually. We think he's already in this world, but we don't know.
Oh,
where
that's
exactly-
troublesome.
Yeah, he's on the continent somewhere. We don't know where he is, but
Well,
yeah.
allow me a moment, and I will be right back. Was there something else that I missed that you have information regarding?
Well, that's the only information I have regarding dangerous information.
Understood.
I am interested in history, but that's something we can talk about after this. It's a much lighter topic.
Of course. Let me go ahead and plant this in the back and see what I can find out. One moment.
So while he's
And
Mhm. While he's fiddling around in the back, I'm going to take the staff of flowers I have. Is there like a little pot in here or something I could grow a flower in?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a little pot, and it's just dirt. You get the distinct impression that whoever ruined the flower beds outside also ruined this potted plant.
A very rare flower. I'm just googling very rare flowers.
Yeah, out of character, the other campaign group that did this got zeros on their gardening checks.
Well,
No.
luckily I don't need to do a gardening check because I have flowers.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm gonna grow an Edelweiss.
Ooh, pretty little white flower.
Yeah, a little white flower in the. She's just gonna point the staff at it and grow an Edelweiss, and I don't know if it'll survive down here because it needs to be like a very high altitude and stuff.
Right?
But yeah, while she'll just do that and just see if he notices.
Okay.
Um,
He's going to be gone for 10 minutes.
Nice. Amy,
Yes.
do you have anything that you would like to ask the DARP man?
You know, there are many things. Debating if I want to ask them or not. How knowledge are you about
Oh,
religious
he's in the
matters?
back right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just checking in with you.
yeah. I'm not sure if I should to bring up my situation.
Your blood issues.
I think that it'd be smart to. I think it would be smart to ask him.
All right.
And Brendan, if you have anything to ask as well, I think it would be. I think it would be smart as well.
Yeah, we we may not be able to come back.
Yeah, Brennan's not there yet. He doesn't have anything to ask at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just letting everybody know. Yeah, I do not intend to come back to this place. So if you are going to come back, you must do it alone, or at least without me.
So Mr. Verm will return, and he comes back with another piece of paper that has some more notes on it. So, I did a little bit of research, and this individual, and he turns the paper around, and the name has been burned off the paper. And just a nice little line, like you would take a lighter and burn that section off. It's not there anymore.
Yeah. So she was sure. Was her assumption right that just writing the name is possibly dangerous too?
He smiles. Not so much, but it's useful for certain research methods.
Ah.
But I've done some research. The individual that you're seeking is currently in Inland Point, causing a little bit of havoc at a local bar called the Rusty Lobster.
Inland Point. Okay, hold on. Let me write that down for Gerald's sake, at the very least. Inland Point. Is that the place where we were before?
No, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up the map for good measure because we are dealing with the Toivon campaign setting, and, it's important to know where things are. Inland Point is off to the east, right here. So for those of you on Twitch,
So
we're going to...
the burn mark on the piece of paper.
Yeah.
Explain that. Yeah, explain that a little bit further.
You
What
ask him
apparently-
to explain it more?
No.
Okay, you want me to explain it
but-
more? Got it.
Yeah.
It's if you ever take a piece of paper, you try to burn the middle out of it, it's not exactly rectangular. It's more like, hey, the flame burned away there. The way you do this, if you ever try to burn paper in a fancy way, is you fold the paper in half and you burn the seam, and that's how you get just a perfect burn line in the middle of a piece of paper.
What's the purpose? I mean, what's the purpose of doing that?
He didn't want to keep the name inside his shop.
Oh.
I mean, it seems as though he divined upon them
Yeah.
or used some method.
Roll a Arcana check. Both of you can roll Arcana. Anyone can roll Arcana if you're proficient. Let's go
I'll
and do it
help
that way.
Echo. By saying
You're gonna
that,
help
that's my
Echo.
help action.
Sure, of course. Okay, with a 26, he casts Legend Lore, and keeping the Legend Lore information that he got, he doesn't want anyone reading this name out loud. So he is intentionally burned it off the paper so no one can go and scry on him and say the words, no one can read it, etc., etc., etc.
Seemed fairly prudent.
And if
Yeah,
someone questions him, he can literally say the name is lost.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. He says Inland Point in a bar called what?
The Rusty Lobster. If
So
you
is it
ask
written
him
on
for
the-
more information, he will tell you that the most famous part of this is that they have a plated metal lobster that rests from the hangers, from the rafters, hangs from the rafters over the main table inside the tavern.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah,
And
it's
this
approximately
is-
9
he
feet
has-
long with 4-foot claws.
Oh, okay, that is a big lobster. Okay.
He
Yeah.
has this all written down on this paper?
Yep.
Well, yeah, she's just writing down the notes.
I kind of offer my hand out, for the paper so I can read the notes, that
He
filled
turns
out.
it and hands it to you.
Right. What else is on there?
The subject, as he will reference it in his notes, the subject has caused 4 deaths and 2 insanities. The last known position was at the Rusty Lobster, and the entity in question has been interrogated to a degree that caused the interrogator to go insane.
Mm.
The interrogator then went on a murder spree along the docks, killing 9 people.
Yeah, we've somewhat witnessed that ourselves, I think.
Wait, were we the people that killed 9 people?
You are not.
Oh, sorry.
So-
Just doing the math. You know,
Yeah, this I think this
bodies
happened,
add up.
this happened over at the Rusty Lobster.
Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, Mr. Verm, this is excellent
Grand.
information.
Of course, I
This-
do my
this-
best to provide reliable resources to visitors from afar.
If we survive killing this thing, I'll have to come back and thank you.
I believe you've already attempted to thank me. I appreciate that. Perhaps you can help me with my flower issue.
I can. Like I said, I'm an expert gardener, and I am not lying when I say that. I've spent 100 years talking about nothing but plants, really. Let me put my skills to use.
Of course. He smiles at you. I would appreciate it if we take this little toy and he plucks the Edelweiss out of the flower pot, rests it on the table. I would prefer an Ivrixian tulip.
All right. I'm assuming that's a flower.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Expert
so
gardener my ass.
I am an expert gardener. Yeah, she is going to point the staff at the pot and make it sprout an Ivrixian tulip.
Nothing happens.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, busted. You
He
just got
smiles
GTM.
at you.
Wow.
Interesting.
Out of character, do I know what kind of tulip that is? Like, is that something I would know?
Ooh, let's go ahead and let's pull up the map again.
That's probably why you couldn't do it, because you've never heard of this thing.
Oh, would you like to find the Ivrixian tulips?
Yeah, they're. I'm guessing they're from here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so in character, I think August Rose would know that.
Yep.
I'm just surprised that I wasn't able to grow them because the magic of the staff lets me grow any
Yes.
flower.
Any flower except for this one. Because this one is not a natural creature, not a natural plant.
Huh.
Sweet August Rose, you have to look at if you look at the description of the staff of flowers, it says at the bottom. It's like, with the exception of the Ivrixian tulip.
I'm sorry. No,
This
the
hasn't
Ivrixian
been-
tulip is actually a creature. It's not a plant.
Oh, ooh, I hate that. It's cool though.
I sigh as the staff doesn't work. She like shakes it a little bit, like the rings on the end like rattle a little bit as she shakes the
Mhm.
staff at the pot. Well, shoot. And then, you know what the sad thing is? I know exactly what those look like. I'm kind of surprised that you
You
know
know.
what they are.
Oh, aren't we all full of surprises? It's a pleasure to meet you. And your name?
My name is Sweet August Rose.
Ah, that explains.
It does.
Nice to meet you, Miss Rose.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Verm.
You may
Now,
call me Bluebonnet Verm.
I look because he's clearly a elf on the older side. He has like wrinkles on his face.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I look at him with interest. Really? Have you been to Shu?
Several times.
Have
Long
you been,
ago.
Have you been to the Nightshade Monastery?
I can't say that I've had the pleasure. I know of it, though.
Blue Bonnet Verm. Well, I want to write that down. Let me just. Sorry, I gotta make sure I'm taking my notes because if I don't, I'll forget. Blue Bonnet. All right. So she looks at him. She says, "I can't say I've ever heard of you, but I mean, it may have been before my time."
Of course, of course. Most people simply call me Mr. Verm. I don't tend to give out my first name, of course. But it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Are you here on business?
Well, yeah, we were just discussing that. Mr. X over there is my current target, and also the friend with the stomach ache has a personal grudge against it.
Ah, understood. So, they are the subject of your weeding projects.
Oh yes, it's a bird of paradise.
Ah, I haven't smelled a bird of paradise in quite some time. Are they still as beautiful as they used to be?
Of course, and I can't wait to present it to my handler.
Ah, your gardener. Understood. It would be delightful to remove such a weed from the garden.
You're telling me. Yeah,
More flower talk.
uh, well, excuse them. They're subcontractors. They know some
Understood.
things, but yes.
I believe they know more than you let on.
Of course they do. In
I
fact,
believe they know more than they let on to you.
that too. But what was I saying? Oh, right. Oh, yes. Well, since I've never been outside of Shu, I'm unfamiliar with the area. I was hoping to make contact with my brothers and sisters in this country. I've been on sabbatical, and aside from the Bird of Paradise, I was instructed to learn as much as I can about how others, our cousins, across the sea operate.
Understood. And he will slide you a piece of paper. He's going to do a sleight of hand check to get this to you without the rest of the party noticing.
Hmm. Yeah, she'll lean in and pretend like he's whispering in her ear.
Sure.
And to cover up.
He won't be that inappropriate. Oh damn. Okay, so if you are standing here, Cecilia, you said you might have walked away.
Depends on the size of the room. I was about to give him a piece of paper, but yeah.
It's
You
about 80 feet deep, about 40 feet wide.
yeah, I have an order to put in, so
Okay.
I guess I would be around.
Okay. So let's go ahead and roll perception checks.
Oh, take this at advantage. There you go. I don't think I'm going to beat him though.
Man, that mask.
Okay.
Is so weak.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay. Cool. Here comes Echo's double digit. Yeah. All right. Echo, you see him slide a piece of paper to Sweet August Rose. And I'm going to send the message over to you. Do-do-do-do. There you go. That's what's on the piece of paper that he just wrote.
Okay. Does that epithet give me? Do I know what that is?
Uh, probably not. I'm going to let that be a thing that you have to discover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll pocket it and she'll just be like, okay. Well, like I said, I was hoping to make contact with our brothers here in Reston, and perhaps you can give me a letter of introduction. I don't know how paranoid they are.
Oh, I'm alone here in town.
Ah, I see. Okay. Really? This is a fairly big city. I thought there'd be at least more than just one.
Oh, there are several other booksellers, of course, but I try to pride myself on being the best, and my garden is in recovery.
Of course.
I hope to have many flowers once again eventually.
Oh, you know, I was told I'd be heading to Ivrix. Perhaps while I'm there, it'd be a very difficult task and it might be quite harrowing, but maybe I might be able to pick up a tulip or two.
I would appreciate simply bulbs.
Of course. all that business aside, like I said, it was a pleasure to talk to you about this. But I do have a small interest in history, and I've been outside of the country for a very long time. Do you have any history books regarding the city of Bourbon, specifically about anywhere between 200 and 100 years ago?
He reaches out and pats your hand. You have the information you need.
She blinks at that, and then she looks at the note, or well, she's not going to pull it out and look at it, but her eyes go wide, like, I see. She she starts smiling. I will look into it, of course. Thank you.
Of course. Next, please.
She's gonna sit down and yeah, she's just gonna sit down and process that.
Okay.
Cecilia or Amer need to ask questions.
Yeah. Cecilia, Amer.
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
I was waiting for my turn, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
he
he-
looks at
if
you
he
for
wants
this
to-
next.
If he wants to fulfill an order, I'll give him an order while
Sure.
he talks to Amir.
What's
I
the
do have
order?
to explain the order really quickly.
Yeah.
I want a tome of scrolls of non-detect. So probably like 30.
30
I'm not
of
gonna-
them?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell him, but I'm going to. I'm going to have it written on a piece of paper, bulleted,
Yep.
and then as a secondary bullet underneath it, I will just say all the information you have on. I'm not letting anybody else see this, obviously.
Okay.
My mother, Cecilia Evangeline Credence the First, as well as Tona Gray. And I pass him the note, and as I give it to him, I look him in the eyes. I said, "Price is not a problem on these items." As I
He
just hand it
looks
to
at
him.
you and smiles, and he takes the note and looks at you again. I need a persuasion check.
Oh, sure. Sorry, Joe. I wanted this to be quick, but he's not going to let me make it quick.
Oh, it's all right.
No.
I'm not worried about any of that.
People are having fun.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure that everyone's having a good time at the moment.
I'm smelling
So
this vanilla sandalwood candle, and let me tell you, it's fine.
Don't worry, we'll get jumped by a bunch of like hoodlums outside, and then we can get our murder fix done for the.
All right, with a 22 persuasion, he smiles at you. Well, I don't have a tome, but I do have this. And he reaches under his desk and he pulls out a scroll case. And he looks into it. 30, you said.
Yeah.
He pulls out, it looks like a roll of maps. And he will count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And he puts 30 scrolls of non-detection on the table, rolls the massive wad of them back up, puts them in the scroll case, and caps it, sliding it under his desk. With a very obvious perception check, all the scrolls in that scroll case are scrolls of non-detection.
Mhm.
Why? Not only is he a client, he's the owner.
He's also a member.
Yeah, he's also a member. So, someone's casting non-detection on himself on a regular basis.
Of course. We love
All right.
that. And
Mhm.
I'm just gonna assume that he's gonna fulfill the other one in writing. Yeah, I believe also.
Yeah,
I may have something
the other one I'm going to have to, out of character, the other one I'm going to have to go ahead and delay until next week. I will try to get it written for you this week and give it to you next week.
Oh, I fully expected it. I did not intend to read it today. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm putting that on my to-do list. So
One more bullet.
Oh, just a few.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Just making sure I can keep it all my notes. All right. So he hands you those. He's going to hand you a book, and it is fairly extensive as far as the political situation in Shu. He will put a bookmark in it right near your mother's information and hand it to you. Most of what's in this book you will already know based off of the fact that you grew up in Garden Soil. So it's going to be the layout of the places. It's got maps. It's got the horticulture information, who gardens, who does what. This is an entire itinerary of Garden Soil.
Good.
All right. And cool. So then we slide over to Aimer as you are busy reading that information.
Aimer kind of pauses for a moment and goes, what do you know of the goddess Mosaba?
Ah, the dark blood god. Interesting. Come with me, young man. And he stands up from his chair, sit in, pulls the ink pot off the top, slides it into a tall drawer, closes that, and locks all the drawers. He spends a couple moments locking all 8 drawers. He goes, I'll be right back with you. Feel free to browse. Please don't take anything. Come with me, young man. And he's going to take you to the back.
Aimer kind of smiles like, well, I'm the right person to take to the back. You might want to improve those locks a little bit. Kind of chuckles as he follows.
Be careful. Aimer has a pretty poor history with the elderly.
He looks over his shoulder. I believe I'll be fine. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the concern, but I think we'll be okay. And for your case, sir, my locks are perfectly fine. I'm sure. And so you guys go to the back. As he takes you to the back, he unlocks a wooden door and opens it and gestures for you to go inside.
I'm going to insight real quick.
Absolutely. He's taking you somewhere to be private and have a conversation.
Okay, so I'm not going to have to murder an old man. Got it. Good. Aimer smiles and goes down the stairs.
Just don't have sex with
It's not downstairs, it's just through a door.
Oh, he goes through the door.
Yeah. So he backs into the room after you and locks the door. As he does so, you get a chance to look around the room for the first time. You're standing on a plush rug, easily 2 inches thick, that is crimson. The bookcases in this room are all gloss black. The tomes on the walls here appear to be bound in flesh. He smiles at you and gets a much creepier vibe.
Interesting. I would not have expected you to have a library quite like this.
Of course not. Please have a seat. And the chairs in this room are made out of the rib cages of various animals. Perhaps humanoids?
That part doesn't bother Aimer as long as it's not getting as long as the seat's comfortable, you know.
Yep, there's a nice cushion on there. It's a good 4 inches thick. Very plush. Very comfortable. Well made.
Kind of gets himself a little comfortable, you know?
He smiles. Now, you wanted to know about Mosaba.
Yeah.
The blood god. She is quite the delightful patron, isn't she?
You know...
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Mike, you might think... I'm figuring that part out.
Sir, what questions do you have? Because you've been chosen by Mosaba and have come here on a ship from overseas. Your presence is known to me. I knew when you arrived on the dock. I knew when you came into my store. I know that there are 3 of my fellows aboard your ship. And I know that you are confused by what is happening to you.
What don't you know? Maybe that might be the easier question here.
What I don't know is why you have so many questions and decide to fight against the nature of Mosaba, who has gifted you with her presence.
I'm not. Well, I mean, maybe I'm inadvertently fighting against it. I'm more trying to understand it.
Ah,
We didn't
It-
when
he
Mosaba and
reaches over and pulls out a book while you talk.
oh yeah, well, Mosaba and I wouldn't say we had much of a conversation. I made an offer. She ate me, and here we are.
Indeed. I'm familiar with the process. Um, Mosaba does not tend to communicate through words. Her wills are vengeance, blood, and the justification of any violence that produces more violence.
Well, I'm definitely helping with some of that. Sometimes, actually, to be fair, probably at least half accidental. But um, when I'm pretty sure half of Sahua died off not too long ago. There's a lot of blood and a lot of vengeance being created there. They might all hate me.
Only about a third died.
Oh, I mean, okay, yeah.
However, your involvement is known to Mosaba, and of course known to me. It was interesting that you are associated with the people outside and have remained so. Do you like them?
They're adequate compatriots. I have no reason to really dislike them.
Very well. Do you trust them?
That is a good question. I trust one or two of them with my life.
Excellent. Mosaba is looking to expand her dominion into new fields. Simply being the goddess of blood and vengeance is not enough. There's an ambition. She seeks to expand into new domains, replacing certain gods who have been lax. As a former worshipper of Mosaba, I am privy to her designs, even though I do not approve of them.
Out of curiosity, you mentioned the three daughters of Mosaba and included yourself amongst them, but yet you do not worship Mosaba anymore?
I do not. I disagree with her methods and aims. I find that I am disillusioned by the goddess, hence this room. This room is meant to protect me from her designs. If you find yourself a little uneasy here, that is why. Mosaba gifted me with powers similar to yours, but in not quite an extreme degree. Once I abandoned her ways, she withdrew from me and apparently has infused you with the powers. Interesting.
Surprised she just let you withdraw. I'm curious
She
what
didn't
price you had to
let
pay.
me. She didn't let me do anything. I forced her hand, and let me tell you, great loss was had. I am no longer the young man that I once was.
That
How old
makes
do you
more
think I
sense.
am, sir?
As an elf, the way you look, gotta be at least 450.
I am simply 120 years old.
Aimer blinks like 5 or 6 times.
He's younger than you.
Yeah, that's why Aimer's blinking. My grandpa looked younger than you.
Indeed. I have lost half of my life for my freedom.
Such is the price we pay.
I hope you do not have to pay it, but be aware, Mosaba is a vicious goddess. She will not take treachery well. Should you choose to rebel against her designs, be ready. The three women who are with you will kill you and all those who have seen you if they can. Do not tell them of my name, or I will kill you and everyone who has seen you.
A lot of death being thrown my way. You know, I've killed. Well, let's not dick wave here. I didn't come here for that. I'm very well aware the daughters might try to kill me at any moment. I'm prepared for that in my own ways as well.
Good.
I'm definitely not. I can handle myself fairly well, and if I have to go to extreme lengths, I will. But
very good.
What was that? What is Mosaba after then that you disagree with?
Natural domains, and greed, a variety of what most people would consider evil. And Mosaba once was a good goddess who infused life into various forms, providing them with the lifeblood needed, pumping through their veins and providing them power through their own life force. She was a benefactor to all humanoids and most other forms of life as well. Anything that bleeds, she provided life and gifts to. Over the years, and corrupted by her desire for beauty. Now she seeks to further her aims, and it's not what I signed up for.
Well, to be fair, what I signed up for was mostly for my own selfish desire. To be honest with you, I didn't know Mosaba existed until about, I don't know, a half hour before this happened.
Then you have my pity and my best wishes.
I'll see what if I need. I might need at least one of those.
He looks at you intently. If you wish to have it, you may.
Either you're cutting out, Eric, or I'm cutting out a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you'd like to have one, I can provide you with one wish.
One wish. That's nearly the double-edged sword that I'm living right now.
Once you leave this room, the wish offer will, of course, be nullified.
What is this wish? Are we talking... We're talking some sort of magic here?
I love the fact that I can see Echo's camera,
yeah,
and I can see Cecilia's camera, and they're like, ah!
Yeah.
Why'd you put the most impulsive, irrational member of our party in a room and
be
just
Brennan,
be like,
right? What? It couldn't be
Brennan would have been like, I don't know, can I get a new bow?
No, he'd be like, give me another bottle of alcohol. Sure.
None of this matters to him.
Give me
Yeah.
sake we had that cost like
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What is your definition of this wish?
Actual wish. What is the one thing you would wish for if given the opportunity?
Well, the one thing I would wish for got me in this situation to begin with, which was revenge.
So are you refusing the wish, or do you wish to wish for the revenge?
What is the? Let
And
me
he
ask
is
you.
sitting in a chair across this little coffee table, looking at you.
Oh, let me ask you this before we go too much further: what is the price of this wish? Last time I made the mistake of not asking about a price. I tried to make the same mistake more than once.
He smiles. Then you have learned more than you expect. Do not accept this. You are safer without it.
That's why you ask.
Indeed. Well done, young man. You have learned much from your experience. Masabe is treacherous, deceitful, and generally a bitch.
Well, to be fair, again, I've spoken about 2 sentences with her. And right now, I'm more just trying to not continue the pure chaos that is my existence to the same level. It's... I don't even
If
know.
you would like to end your existence, I can do so.
I'm not ready for that yet. One day.
Very well.
But I was more saying
I
along
will
the lines of...
gladly oblige when it's time.
I might need it. But for instance, I absorb blood, and I'm sure you're very aware. You probably had a similar power.
Yes, involuntary.
Yes, it is involuntary. For instance, I was used as a wash rag after someone got a bloody nose. How do
Have you noticed that the women with you do not eat?
Yes.
They are consuming the blood that you have absorbed.
Oh, well. As long as I'm not consuming my blood, I'm not...
If you cease to absorb blood from others, they will begin consuming your own, and in which case your constitution would be reduced.
Great. So out of curiosity, what happens if they find the way to the bottom of the ocean?
You will have a difficult time putting them there.
So they're good swimmers, got it. They were really good at rowing a boat. All right,
Indeed.
well, the next question. How do I control myself after absorbing blood?
Willpower, my boy. Willpower.
That's all I got?
Knowing what is going on will assist you.
Hasn't
Me?
yet, but I'm guessing time will tell.
Stay close to your friends. The closer you are to friends, the less power Mosaba will have over you. Have you noticed that most of the times that this has happened, you've only been next to 1 or 2 of your friends?
Well, last time I was at a bar fight, and there were 3 of them there. And it still happened.
Interesting. Must have been quite the whole moment.
It was definitely a moment. I got woozy for a minute. I was able to keep that one under hand, but...
Affected by alcohol at the time.
I did have 1 beer.
Impaired judgment. It'll do it every time.
So you're saying I should quit drinking? I mean, you're probably not wrong there.
But that's up to you.
Well, I'd rather not... I'm trying to lessen the side effects of this.
Of course.
Well, you're giving me a lot to think on here.
Of course.
You know.
Your friends have been out there alone for quite some time.
Yeah.
I'll turn to them. Is there any last question that you had?
Should I go bother talking to the baker daughter?
Akatea? Oh, she's delightful. I would, of course, caution you in her presence, but she is more than she seems, but she is not a thrall of Mosabe in the way that the daughters are. She is independent and self-willed. While a worshipper, she is not quite the servant that others are.
Okay, well, I guess if I need anything, I can go ask her. I'm not sure at this point what more there is than I need than time to figure this all out.
Of course. As a caution as well, should you run into a woman named Takui, you may want to discuss with her. She wanders various cities. The last time I saw her, she was in Inland Point.
And who is she exactly?
She is a false worshiper, probably would be the best way to put it. She is a poser, pretender, and if you want to truly escape this, she might be able to help you in some way.
I'll definitely consider that.
Of
Not
course.
this is, you ever have that thought in your head where you're like, this will be, you have this image, this belief of something will happen, and then when it does, it's nothing that you imagined.
Yes, especially when it comes to my flowers.
Wow.
Come, let's go.
Let's go. That's kind of what's going on
He
with me right
stands
now.
up. Yeah, he stands up and offers you his hand, and he gives you a bit of a handshake and a pat on the shoulder. My boy, I understand what you're going through. It will get better.
Oh, that or I'll die.
And stop trying to steal my
What? Steal your what?
Stop trying to steal my money.
No promises on that.
Because Amer's got the sleight of hand, and it's probably involuntary at this point.
Oh, yeah.
That he's just trying to steal something.
Oh yeah, he's fidgeting with something. He may have taken one of the Verve's rings and started flipping it like a coin or something like that. And I was like, oh, here you go. You can have that back now.
So as soon
as you do that, go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead and finish up.
All right. Before that, he hands you back your daggers.
Oh. I have so many of these. I didn't even notice. Thanks.
So
Not bad yourself.
Hands you back.
they've been gone a while, and so as soon as they walk out of the room, Echo counts to 3.
Okay.
And he looks at the gem, the divining gem, and
Sure.
he casts Identify on it, so he understands its properties and how it works. And so he talks to Cecilia and Brennan and says, "Hey, let's back up a little bit. I want to get the idea of what the range of this thing is." And he starts stepping forward and see if it flashes, and then steps back, and Brendan steps forward and it flashes. And he gets right to the edge and gets just outside.
Man.
Wait, who's what?
He's going to wait for the old man to walk in, and he wants to see what it flashes and how it flashes when the old man walks in.
Of course. Amer, this guy has basically stolen everything off of you. Armor. He's handing back your potion belt, everything. He is more skilled at sleight of hand than you are, and you guys basically have had a pickpocket off.
Oh.
And he finds it humorous.
Pickpocket off.
As you guys do these tests, Echo, the crystal pulses just at the doorway. So you're going to have to actually go out the door in order to get out of its range.
Yep. So does it identify or define the person closest to it?
No, it's got different colors to it and different brightnesses. So it has a brightness based off of dragons. It's got purple for I'm not going to. It has a flashing for a different type, etc.
So if Cecilia and I are standing next to each other, how do we know who it's divining? It
doesn't care about Cecilia at all.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
No.
What about Brendan?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I wanted to see.
You're just special.
Yeah, I wanted to see if he'd give us information about the old man. I thought when he walked
it's his, so no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, nice try. I appreciate the attempt, though. So as he comes back out with Amer, the crystal turns purple. As they come closer, it is a deeper, darker purple until Amer is right next to it.
Okay.
He smiles at you guys. So, we had a nice discussion. Is there anything I can help you out with?
Yeah, did you enjoy your tea?
We didn't have tea. Unfortunately, the teapot's over there. And he points to a little coffee station where there's a very nice little tea bar, 6 cups. Nice. It's a little tea cart.
Hmm.
Technically, there would be one half-eaten muffin on it right now.
I don't
Sure.
have any other. I don't have any other questions or any other information I think I need.
No, I have everything that I need.
I think we'll thank him for his time.
Do we have a
Do you have a moment?
Yeah, I think we do.
When your ship arrived, and he looks very intently over at Amer, I couldn't help but be walking past the docks at that exact time, and I noticed the name. And he looks meaningfully at you, Echo Rex. Thing that you might be interested in. What do you know about the namesake of your ship?
It's an ancient red dragon, right?
I mean, Gold Dragon.
No, it's an ancient red dragon.
I'm afraid you might be mistaken. Here, this is what I was able to find because I found the name interesting and I began a little bit of research. And I have a couple of pages that are being brought in the next couple of days, but I think you might find these interesting. I've been unable to decode them as of yet, but perhaps you can. And
You probably could now.
he hands you 4 sheets of parchment and tells you that he will be getting more sheets next 2 days. And we're going
Have
to
you
go
ever
ahead
heard of a
and
purple? Have you ever heard of a paper bird?
a paper bird. Yes.
I would not mind corresponding with you through a series of paper birds.
Very well. He's going to hand you a small book, and it is an origami book for paper birds. And he will just give that to you.
Outstanding.
There's 50 pages in there.
Oh, that's
So,
outstanding.
If you guys would like to see what he has handed you guys, I'll display those. That's page 1.
Oh no.
You can see the rest of the pages over in your handouts in the journal.
Yeah.
If you'd like,
For
I can
know-it-all,
go ahead
you
and
really
post
don't.
these.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry?
No, it's fine. I'm lagging.
You're lagging? Okay. I can post these into Discord for you guys if you guys want, because I know some people really like these. So I will go ahead and put these in Discord.
We'll have to work on this.
Yeah. If you guys need help or something, I don't mind if you guys get help. So,
well, I think we have a key now because we know what
Yeah.
we know what the one letter, right? We know what the one note said that we had previously. So we can use that as the key to decipher it. It probably just take a little bit of time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because it'd be with how many letters you have from the first note. Yeah, it'd be pretty easy.
yeah.
If it's the same decryption.
Yeah, if it's the same decryption, but I don't think
It looks the same. Yeah,
I don't think
Eric
Eric would make up a
Eric
whole.
wouldn't be smiling like that if it's the same decryption.
I have more of these out before I could actually get the graph, but I have enough that you guys will probably be busy for the next summer.
That's great.
What language is that?
I'll speak.
That, my friends, is English.
No. Like, what language is the little slashes and
Clawspeak.
oh, claw speak?
It's an ancient language that is written by fiends, celestials, dragonborn, Erica, Kenku, anything with talons.
Gotcha.
Most
Because
things that can
this
fly.
is usually scratched into things. Yeah. It's mostly things that fly and have long nails. But he hands you these 4 pages and tells you come back tomorrow and he'll have more.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you. I'll take him up on that.
Of course. All right.
And
Does have anything they'd like to ask of Mr. Good?
I think we're good.
Cool. All right. Guys go to leave and he smiles and waves. Have a wonderful day. Do stay safe. And I will keep my ear to the ground regarding our unnamed friend.
Oh yes, yes. If you hear any more updated information, please let us know. Lives could be at stake.
Of course.
That's
Yes.
what we care about. He's the only person in the city. Damn, that means I'm okay. All right.
You sound real far away at the moment. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, he keeps getting further away.
Yeah, well, I'm mumbling to myself. Yeah, she's just thinking about. She was really surprised that apparently he's the only member of the house in the city. So, and it doesn't look like he's particularly active. So she can't really ask him. So she'll just have to
Ooh,
find.
be careful what words you use. Okay.
Oh, she's
That's
Because
in like
there's different
internal
things.
monologue.
yeah. This
Yeah.
is an internal.
Yeah, internal monologue. I'm just making sure that you guys don't confuse yourselves with difference.
Yeah. Well, he said it. I'm the only one in the
Yeah.
city.
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, and then it doesn't look like he's currently working. So, he seems to be enjoying his little.
No, he's active.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we might come back later, so she might talk to him about it later. The note has distracted her from why she was looking in the first place. So,
Of course.
So she's just gonna look at as they're walking out. She's gonna look at Echo, Mr. Smart Boy, and she's gonna ask him, "Have you ever heard of the city of Rings?"
The city of what?
Rings, like
Rings?
like a ring, like on your finger. City of Rings.
I don't know. Have I ever heard of the city of Rings?
Rack that big old dragon brain of yours.
Would that be?
Flat out.
History?
Not. Nope.
Oh, okay.
You have not heard of this. Based off of your history, there's no way you would know this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I guess it's
So-
harder than I thought.
We get, I don't know, we get probably 50 feet down the road. We're talking. I know Rose is asking me about the city of Rings and that kind of thing. And I just kind of nonchalantly pass the piece of paper over to Cecilia that has the burnt out name on it and say, hey, why don't you cast Mend on this so we can see what the name is?
What? Oh, is that the one I gave him?
That's
Yeah.
the one that he handed to me.
Oh,
We know what the name is, but sure, I'll cast
Oh,
mending.
do we? Yep.
It's Mr.
Alright.
X. It's Mr. X's name.
But do we know the real
Yeah.
name? I mean,
It's
yeah.
the name in Sar's handwriting with the letters spaced out.
yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was. Yeah, we know its name. We can't say it out loud because we'll have another incident. Though that raises a question: if we ever really want a whole city's day, I mean, we could just say that name a bunch and then run like hell. If you ever just want to cause mass
That does not
destruction.
sound like that does not sound like a valid plan.
That's great.
There's a lot of detail there that's missing, I think.
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
It is really just a title of a plan. There's no description under it.
That might be worse than my last
right.
plan.
I
I
thought
mean,
this
it's
might be
cool.
a different name for the same being, or
Oh no.
maybe a different.
We know its name.
Okay.
We're just
Yeah,
being
this is the
cautious.
piece of paper that Sar gave him.
Yeah, we're just being
Yep.
very cautious about, information sanitization, which is very important.
If I had
Mhm.
to bet, that man is a part of the Red Talons or whatever. That man seemed to have his hands in everything. I bet any faction that we're interested in, he is a part of. He knew about you. I point at Echo. I don't know what you did in the room, but obviously it was private. I pointed at Amer. He knew everything about your life. And Brennan, you didn't talk, but I guarantee you that he knew everything about you.
Yeah, and that divining stone is the exact sort of thing you would expect someone like that to have.
Amer just
Yes.
kind of squints his eyes a little bit and chuckles, but doesn't actually say anything.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna have a conversation over some drinks, maybe.
I'm gonna have some tea, I think.
Tea.
Tea?
Since when do you drink tea?
Since when do you drink tea?
I'm gonna test a
That-
theory.
Actually, Brennan's insulted by this.
Brennan's got his feelings hurt.
All right.
What
Well,
else?
All right.
We can
Well, with the thing, since when do you drink tea is a great stopping point, and we will pick this up next week because I love that end spot.